How's it going, everybody? We are back.
Hello.
My throat still hurts a little bit, but it's good.
I could do most of the talking if you want.
You know what happened last week is that I had recorded with Nishra, and we're laying down. This song that I normally sing is called "Will of the People," and it's the whole thing is belting.
It's so good.
It's the whole. It's like 5 minutes of ah, and so we had to record it like I think we did 6 takes.
Yeah.
So that she can, I can do it a little bit better, and then that just like thrashed my throat, and then we did the Friday night jam, and I went.
You went
almost
nuts.
I went almost all out on it until my throat melted.
I don't know. You went. I've listened to you sing that song many, many times. You know how many times I've heard you actually hit that high note?
I don't do it normally.
How many times do you think have I heard it?
You didn't.
Not one time.
Right.
That was the first time. So you went all out. He went all out.
I didn't go all out because the second half of that goes even higher, and I didn't do it.
Of course, I was wrong. Can I get my shot over here? Thank you. I've been waiting since Wednesday to do this for you.
To spin the UFO.
Yes. Oh, it feels so good.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smash the like button. Smash it. Smash it, please.
Welcome back, everybody.
We
got a show for you tonight.
I have fun.
We're chilling, as per usual. This is the TimcastIRL podcast. We were off. We missed 3 days last week because I thought that even though my voice was like we could be fine, and then one day I woke up, I literally couldn't talk. I was like, oh, man.
And you kept working. You kept talking.
I took a whole day off.
Oh, okay. You did take that one day off.
But then the next day I did half
right.
days. But it was funny because when I was singing on Friday for the jam session, people were like, "Don't do it, Tim.
Yeah.
You'll lose your voice." And I was like, "Nah, it's fine." But because the thing is, normally when I sing, I wouldn't lose my voice.
I actually warned you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Halfway through the jam, I was like, half of the people are stoked. The other half were like, "Don't do it. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop, please." I'm glad you went for it.
All last week, I'm like, "Welcome to the TimcastIRL show." Yeah,
It's true.
and so I'm feeling better now. I still have a little bit of a sore throat.
Yeah, I can hear it.
But it's a combination of doing the recording and then just like I went a little too hard on myself.
Hey, Tim, try not to let me work you up so much, okay?
You work me up. What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
I have here this delicious soda.
It's perfect for the throat.
Yeah.
It's
Better
awful
than
for the
tea.
throat. You shouldn't do it.
No, you got to drink some delicious kombucha. What are you talking about?
No,
there
man.
you go.
That weird hippie vinegar drink.
Hey, you tried it. You said it was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
This is the best kombucha I've ever had.
Yeah, normally I don't like it.
Yeah.
How about we talk about some crazy rioters
Let's talk about this.
in OKC being charged with terror?
Yeah.
Sweet.
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got the rioters in OKC. The prosecutor was like, "This is not Seattle. You're getting terrorism charges."
I love
it. That is like, it's not just throwing the book. It's like dropping books on them until they're like actually hurt. And then we got Reddit banned the Donald, which is a weird lie that makes no sense that I think is just designed to smear Donald Trump. That's what I think the real reason they did it was.
I think so too.
Because the Donald has been inactive. You can't even post to, it's my understanding. And so all of a sudden they're like, they broke the rules, we're banning them. And it's like, how do you break the rules when you've been off, when you've left? There's nobody there. It's like it's a dead subreddit.
They started their own website.
But it makes Trump look bad. Trump supporters are harassing people. That's the New York Times
That's
story.
all they're doing, just trying to
But I got
blow hot air everywhere.
I'm sorry, this is not even the most important news.
No?
We can talk about the chaos and the rioting and Trump himself got suspended from Twitch. The most important story of tonight will be
Smashing the like button.
no. Aliens.
Are we going to talk aliens, Tim?
So apparently
seriously?
Oh, I'm excited.
Senate intelligence has confirmed the existence of some kind of UFO task force or something like this.
Okay.
Or
So
actually,
this isn't that like what
Yeah,
we
it is.
talked about
It's a
before where
US
they were
Navy.
like, yes, this stuff it's an actual video, but that's all they said. It's it's confirmed.
There
it's
were
real.
there are 3 major UFO events that have just happened that I've seen recently. And one of them was in Houston, one of them was in Miami, but there's another video going viral showing these weird like air vortexes all lined up in the sky.
I haven't seen that video yet.
Yeah,
You told me about it, though.
Yeah, it was on Reddit, it was on Instagram. And so I'm somewhat kidding about this being the most important story, but considering 2020 couldn't possibly get stranger, I'm like, all right, aliens, all right, here we go. And there's a story now that's confirming the U.S. Navy has a UFO task force. So let's we're going to talk about.
Doesn't really surprise me.
We're going to turn the knob all the way up to 11, just in terms of absurdity on this one, because you know what, man, I'll tell you what, Hillary Clinton's going to be the nominee. Joe Biden is going to it's going to be weird. The aliens are going to come. They're going to abduct Biden. Hillary's going to come out. It's going to be just that's how it happens. Because 2020 could not be weirder. How insane is it that they're like. So now they're saying all 20 to 29-year-olds are like the biggest age group of coronavirus infections now.
Of course they're saying
Yeah.
that.
And everyone's like, gee, I wonder what they were doing 2 weeks ago. And then you know what the people in media are saying?
What?
They must have been going to bars. It's like, dude.
Are you serious? What's been going on for the past 2 weeks? Everyone's
all
been
of
just
these
drinking
people.
at bars.
Yeah, that's
that's
all they've
it.
been doing. Yeah.
I mean,
Bars
to be-
haven't been open. What are
but
you
to be
talking
fair,
about?
a lot of them have in New York.
Okay.
But come on, we know it's the protests.
Yes, of course
They're
it's
just
a protest.
desperate. So now they're like, well, all of these 29-year-olds are experiencing no symptoms, don't even know they have it, but let's shut everything down.
Yeah.
All right, man. So
I don't believe it
if you
anymore.
haven't already, welcome to the show. Make sure you subscribe, like, notification bell, and
Smash the like button. Smash. Yeah.
apparently smashing the like button helps us.
Yes, it does.
And
Sometimes you just got to get it off the chest, you know? You just smash the like button. Just,
That's true.
you
yeah, man.
smash it.
It's
Just here's what ails
you know, you don't need a therapist. What are they
That's
gonna
right.
do? They're gonna sit there and just pretend like they're listening? No. You smash that like button, and
Yes.
all of your troubles go away.
Cathartic.
Just all releases.
I smashed the like button
Here's
because
what
we're
you
going to
do.
talk about aliens.
That's right.
Here's what you do. I
making
want
that
you to
clear.
imagine. I want you to imagine all of your troubles and fears, and push it down into a little ball, and now put it in the like button.
Yes.
And now smash it.
Oh, I did it. Oh, I feel better.
And now you feel
I feel enlightened. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. How about we talk about what's going on around the country, man? Because we got some crazy news. Check this out. Over in Oklahoma City, 3 rioters are arrested for terrorism. Quote, "This is not Seattle," says county attorney.
I love that he actually said that.
I'm glad he did.
Me too.
Man.
It's like, yeah,
finally, right?
This is where, regular Americans live. Nah.
The
Go
crazy-
to Seattle if you want some of that stuff.
So I mean, look, let's be real. This is the story.
Yeah.
Right. We don't need to go too much in detail, but I'm not gonna. I don't need to read you
And
their
that's
name.
it. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe.
No, but what I
Thanks
mean
for
is-
tuning in.
This is we don't. What I'm saying is I don't need to read through here and tell you the names of the people and how they Chaz and all
All
that
the
stuff.
specifics. Yeah,
The-
you're right.
The news here is finally something is being done.
Yes.
Finally, you've got people who are saying like, you see this huge book in my right hand, wham, right in the face.
Boom.
You know that comic, that meme of Batman smacking Robin?
Yes.
That's what it feels like. They're
Yes.
like, we're peacefully wham with the book. Just they go flying.
That's
Finally.
not a peaceful protest.
And
And
this is not the only case. I mean, I don't have anything offhand, but I'm seeing it all over the place.
The DOJ.
Where people are just
Yeah.
like, no more. We're done with this.
The DOJ announced
Mm-hmm.
4 people being charged over the Andrew Jackson. One of them got arrested. They executed a warrant. They tracked this person down. Man, these people they're dangerously insane.
Yep.
And I don't mean that to be disrespectful to people. I'm not trying to disparage the differently abled. I mean, quite literally, these people are being preyed upon by extremists.
Mm-hmm.
And we see this with what happened in Louisville. Because you heard about what happened in Louisville, right?
I'm not sure what happened.
So this guy who's clearly unwell
Mm-hmm.
was a part of the riots, a part of the protests in the park. Is an occupation-style protest.
Okay.
And all these people are like, it's a peaceful protest in Louisville. They're just camping. This guy was arrested twice. I mean, it was twice, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
twice. Mhm.
for rioting charges.
Okay.
All right, and he's handcuffing himself. He's doing this activism. So apparently he gets into a fight with some people in the park with the peaceful protesters who had previously been arrested for rioting.
Okay.
They throw him out. And so he walks, he's at the edge of the park, and he takes a handgun, and he fires twice in the air, and then just aims and starts firing randomly into the park.
Oh, man.
Killed a photographer. Shot in the face. And then some other people returned fire, I guess, hit him in the leg and took him down. And then he came and got arrested. This guy was one of the activists with Black Lives Matter who had been arrested for rioting. And he had a gun. He had 2 mags. And apparently when he was arrested the first time, they caught him with the weapons.
Really?
And they released him, apparently.
Really?
This is what I read, and I could be wrong, so make sure you guys fact check me on this one. I read that when he was arrested, the police arrested him with this firearm. My understanding was it was legal. It was legal, though.
Okay.
And so I don't know what the argument is here, but he got released. He got released, and he had his weapon, and he is insane. He's criminally, deranged dude.
Wow.
I tell you, I don't know, man. I feel like that. How did he end up with this weapon? A lot of people on the left think it's a conspiracy. They're like, no, the police staged this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? The guy's crazy. Everyone knew who he was. People in the park were talking about it. They're like, we know who this guy is. So he's only been charged with murder and wanton endangerment.
What?
How does this guy not get charged with terrorism?
Yeah, right?
I guess because the motive was just like passion crime. The thing about these people in Oklahoma City, which is interesting, is that terrorism is the political motivation. It's like almost like a hate crime.
Yeah.
Hate crime is about identity. Terrorism is about ideology. So these people commit a crime to push an ideology. You get locked up.
Mm-hmm. It feels like Black Lives Matter has like 4 different tendrils coming out, and everyone at the ends of each one are so drastically different about how they do things and what they believe. It feels like they're not the same group at all.
Well, this is part of far left tactics. It's called the diversity of tactics. And in my opinion, it's a way to manipulate, dopey, lefty, regular Americans who are stupid and don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So what happens is oftentimes you'll see these protests where, doofy old Americans are bopping about with their little pink hats on, holding up little signs that say nonsensical things like ban assault rifles. Yeah. You're like, those are already banned anyway.
Illegal already.
Yeah. And so they don't even know what they're protesting for. In order to weaponize that ignorance, they tell these people, if you see someone committing crime, you have to respect the diversity of tactics. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
That's crazy, yeah.
You know why that's insane? Imagine if you were like going to war and one general is like, I am going to mass my troops on these two fronts and move forward and crush their capital. And the other side, they're like, we should send our troops to defend this, or we should also send our troops to the sea or to the desert. It's like, wait, hold on. We have no plan. There's no diversity of tactics. We need tactics to use. You can't just randomly do things.
Right.
The reason they do that is it's an excuse that sounds like it makes sense. And that way they can manipulate these people who are unwell and stupid into doing what they actually need. So the reality is the diversity of tactics they claim is actually just they're tricking you into being the shields for their violence.
Yep, exactly.
So there have been stories about this where they'll these activists plan this out. They'll say, we're going to have a big group of people who are just going to be holding up signs. We need to lead them into this street illegally so they get arrested. 2 reasons. The first, they want these people to get arrested so that it radicalizes them. They get angry. They say, I don't understand. Why am I being arrested? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm protesting. Then these organizations say, we'll bail you out, right? We're here for you. Okay. And the other issue is it creates a massive disturbance.
Do you think that's what happened in St. Louis? You think someone did that?
For what?
Led them because it was a private street that they went through the gate. The two most famous Americans right now.
Let's pull this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
right.
The St. Louis.
Yeah, so it was a private lot. They went through a private gate that said no trespassing. They just went through and they were yelling. All the videos of them yelling, "We're on the sidewalk. We're in the street." Yep. But it was a private street that they weren't allowed to be on.
And the organizers, I would be willing to bet, knew this.
I'm sure, yeah.
So they were going to the mayor's house. You guys may have seen the story. You got this. There's memes going crazy.
Oh man,
about this couple.
They're delicious.
With his rifle and her handgun, and they have no idea how to hold weapons or use them. There's several points where he actually he muzzles his wife. He points the gun at her. And
really?
Yeah, he's not paying attention. It's like he's just pointed at her. And there's a couple times
it's loaded
where
too,
she's behind him and she's like this with their gun pointed at his head too. Like, did your fingers
Well, are you
on
sure
the
it's
trigger?
not just like the camera optics showing that
It looks
that's what
like
it was?
It does look like she.
It looks like she's standing way far behind him though. So
No. Like they're standing next to each other. There's video where it's like she's standing behind him like this, and it looks.
And she has her finger on the trigger.
Yeah, she
She's
does.
got her finger. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
and there's also photos.
I think they were prepared to shoot these people though. In all honesty, so it's
there's a video of her walking towards. It looks like the crowd with the gun pointed.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. Private property. 100%. Mm-hmm. It's confirmed by everybody.
It is, yeah.
This is a private community. It's gated. You need a key to get into it. Mm-hmm. The way the couple explained it is that it's like he claims, I guess, or with some resident, as soon as you walk in that gate, it's like being in someone's living room.
Wow.
Legally.
Oh, okay.
The argument being that we can just shoot you.
Yeah.
You just broke in.
Legally, they could have, right?
So
that's what I was reading.
That's the big debate happening right now. Of course, all these lefty publications are like, "Oh, they're gonna go to jail. That was criminal."
Against peaceful protesters that were breaking into their living room, basically.
Yeah.
Breaking into their community.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can legally argue that a private street constitutes your living room.
Well, weren't they yelling that they were gonna kill him?
That's what the couple said. The couple said that the guy said that he was having dinner on his patio, and these people started trying to break in because you need a key.
Yeah,
that's what's been reported. Okay, so you know if it's not true, that's just what it was written by a local outlet.
Okay,
so they break in. The gate wasn't smashed at first, but at some point did get smashed up. I don't know why. And he said at first he told them this is private property, you can't come in here. And they started yelling things at him like, F you, we'll burn your house down, we'll kill you, things like that. Now, we've heard that stuff before.
Yep.
Look at New Mexico. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what that guy yelled. It may have been like, he's going to kill you or we're going to kill you. It's hard to know what he said.
Yeah.
But we've heard people yell these things about threatening the lives of other people. So these are people
not only that, they are seeing people actually beat people up. people are actually being assaulted and
Louisville just
by
happened.
rioters. Yeah, exactly. By
you
their
gotta-
own people. Right, exactly.
But nobody knew. You got a video coming out of Louisville where a guy's standing at the edge of the park, on the edge of the park, just firing into the crowd.
Right.
So when a group of people start coming in, and these two people said that they looked like they said they were armed. These people had weapons. They went and got their weapons.
Yep.
But back to the main point you mentioned about a lot of these people not knowing it. These people who marched had no idea, none whatsoever.
Probably not.
And you know what's crazy? They could have gotten killed.
Yep.
These kids, you know what, man? Stupid games. These kids don't understand what they're getting themselves into. And so you have in the Chaz now the 5th shooting in I think like 5 or 6 days. 5th. And it was like 2 kids.
Yeah, dude.
It was like 16 and 14 years old, right?
Yep.
It's messed up. Little kids are getting hit.
Well, they were driving a car, something happened. They said the activists are like, oh, they rammed the barrier or something.
Well, they were trying to claim, and there's a lot of videos of them talking about how the white SUV was driving around in circles, shooting into the Chaz.
I didn't hear that though in the live stream.
So,
But
well,
maybe.
I've seen different videos. There's many different videos from different viewpoints, and it doesn't prove anything because each thing is like kind of a different instance. You're already hearing gunshots go off, so
Right.
things are already happening. But in that video that we watched earlier, you clearly hear a gun from a fairly heavy rifle going off, pop, 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 and then you hear the SUV
Boom.
hitting
Yeah.
the barricade. I don't know.
There's also a video where
Summer of Love.
there's a video where 3 guys are walking, and they're like, "If you want to be safe, get to the police precinct now." It was like, "This is your last warning," and then all of a sudden you hear pops and they run towards it. Did they know this was going to happen? Why were they telling people like, "Get to the police precinct now if you want to be safe. This is your last warning." Last warning for what? Why? What was about to happen? 10 seconds later, gunshots. They run towards them. What did they know? Maybe nothing. Maybe it was just coincidence. But I'll tell you what, you get a video like that, you get a video like Louisville, and then you have these 2 people sitting in their house when a mob breaks their gate down.
Yep.
Okay, little exaggerated. At some point, the gate got broken down. But they're entering private property.
Opened somehow. You know, it didn't get...
And there's a
'cause
sign saying no
Yeah, in the
trespassing.
video, it's just open. It's not broken or anything, but they clearly got in there.
No, the photos that were taken later showed it was just...
Yeah,
ripped in
later
half.
on, but
Right.
people were already in there. When it showed the people walking through the gate was
Yep.
fine at that point.
So here's what I see happening, right? You have these people go on Facebook or whatever, and their friends are like, "Are you going to come down to protest? Because we're going to go protest the mayor." And they're like, "Oh my God, that's so cool. I totally want to protest." And they show up, and then they're handed a sign, because typically they'll make a bunch of signs and hand them out. And then you get these really dumb, 20-somethings who are like, "I'm mad about something I've never researched. I'm mad about something I've never researched."
That's
And then-
so accurate, though.
Yeah,
and then the
seriously.
organizer...
That is it right there.
Then the organizers open up the gate to a private lot, and they go, "Right this way, my friends." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm mad. I have no idea where I'm going."
But you go ahead. I'm gonna wait out here
Yep.
on the legal where we're legally allowed to protest. I'm sure that's what happened too.
And then why are these people yelling? It's a public street, because they have no idea what's happening around them.
Exactly.
It's dangerous, man.
But it's very clear the no trespassing sign.
Yep.
It's on
But these
it's right in
people-
the front of the gate. It's like no trespassing. It's the
Man,
only
I'll
sign
tell-
on the gate.
Let me tell you a story, man. When I was like 16, I think, I got asked by some chick off like MySpace or something to come with her to a protest.
Okay.
It was an Iraq war protest, I think, in Chicago.
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down. I hate the war, right?"
Yeah, sure. I want to get laid.
Well, no, for me, I was like,
Just
I was
kidding.
like,
I'm just messing with you, man. Go ahead.
I was like, dude, I was punk rock. I was writing all these punk rock songs, and I was like, "Yeah, F war." Ugh.
Yeah.
And so I showed up, and we like marched around and like the loop or whatever. Some far lefty, dudes. Maybe I can't remember how old. Maybe I was 17 or 18. But these like far lefty types in all black were shoving cops, knocking them down. And like the bleeding heart type hippie liberals who were organizing it got angry, and they were like, "Stop, don't do this," and like pushed them away.
Yeah.
And like helped the cop back up. We marched around, and then finally we got to, I think it was Grant Park, Millennial Park, whatever they named it. I don't know.
Okay.
And then someone announced the protest is now going to join the teachers' strike. And I was like, "What?"
The what now?
Teachers, college professors were striking at a nearby university. So they were like, "Everybody go join them." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I don't care about their salaries.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
talking about war in a foreign country." They all went up and joined them.
Wow.
And so I stopped. And then some of these like far lefty types were straggling behind. And once they started to walk into the park, this one woman turns around. She goes, "Are you coming? You're going to join us?" And I got really angry. And I was like, They're talking about getting more money for their 6-figure cushy job or whatever as tenured professors, and we're talking about war in a foreign country. Yeah. And I just snapped, and I was
overlap.
like, "F these people, and F anybody who's gonna walk away. I'm gonna keep walking."
Yeah.
And I was by myself, and I just left. And I was like, that was really disillusioning for me. I was like, these people don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
These people who were marching just joined a strike and then pretended like they knew why any of these people cared. And I was like, get out of here, dude. You have no idea what you're talking about. You've done no research. You have no idea who these people are. You have no idea what they're fighting for. And you just go and stand there.
It's because
Morons.
it's because of the cool points. They want to be cool. What's cool? Standing up for the minority, standing up against the man.
It's like one of the guys was talking about needing a car or something.
It's
like
just,
his car
it's just
broken
a
down.
fad. It's like, unless you actually know the research and understand what you're doing, what are you doing?
So that's
Come
why
on.
that's why in my family the funniest thing is the posts coming from the white part of my family are all like, we have to be good allies and stand up and fight for the rights of people, and the posts coming from the Asian side of my family are like, Trump is clearly in the right on this one. And I'm like, what is wrong with everyone?
What is going on?
This is not supposed to be this way. You'd think it'd be the white people being like, "How I'm very fragile. How dare you challenge my status?" And the poor minorities would be like, "We need help because the evil whites." No, it's not even like that. I get hit up by the Asian part of my family very often, just being like, "America, woo!"
Yeah.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
I love it.
But it's just nothing. You know what, man? Nothing makes sense. And so you have right now. You have wave. It comes and goes in waves, I guess. And, and one of the things I've said is like Republicans happen to be right. It's not so much Republicans at all, actually. It's conservatives tend to be right.
It's the people in the middle of the bell curve. We got the left, we got the right, and then we have most of everybody who's like, what is going on with these crazy people?
They'll shift a little to the left, a little to the right, back and forth.
Sure,
right?
yeah, sure.
And so sometimes
It's a dance of life.
you have the left, and sometimes it's the right.
Right.
Now it's like it's disheartening to see Jon Stewart. Clearly, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh no.
He's been so out of the game for so long. It's like, yeah, that's just where are the? I mean, Bill Maher still exists. It's weird because he's got Trump derangement syndrome very severely.
Yeah, he does.
But he calls it out correctly, like so often.
That's true. Yeah.
And I said some really dumb things about the economy.
Yes,
he's
he
like,
has.
if a recession gets rid of Trump, bring on the recession. It's like, you realize people die in recession, right?
Yeah. Right.
But at least he's what was the most recent thing he talked about? I can't remember. It was something about white people stop being offended for other people.
Yeah, that's
like
exactly what he was saying.
He's like, you
I would
can't-
love that.
He's like, how do we?
I mean, it's not just white people though. Come on, it's
It's mostly white people, bro.
anyone can. Sure, there's no denying that, but it's like anyone can have that complex where they have to be offended for someone else. It's like,
Dude,
we got to
you-
just let that go. Come on.
You know what the funny thing about white fragility is?
What?
That book
The book.
is that like the most fragile white people are the people who are promoting that book.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
For real though.
Look, this justifies why I'm so fragile.
Well,
Exactly.
there's a video of a white woman yelling at a
Oh,
black
man.
female cop, and she's holding up a sign and screaming, and the back of the cardboard she's holding says "fragile" on it.
I know. I
And I
love
was
that.
like, that's just so perfect.
It's pretty
So-
good.
And then
Spot
somebody
that's
asks
funny.
her, they're filming, they're like, do you not see the problem with you yelling at this black woman? And she's like, she's part of the system. I can fight racism. I have to do it. And it's like, you are so fragile. You snap in 2 seconds.
And they
Like,
all do. They all snap. It's an emotional trigger that they just go, ah! I'm like,
You know-
whoa, I was just trying to have a logical conversation with you. It happens all the time. It's crazy.
You know that Rick and Morty episode where Rick is making the little robot?
I don't know.
They're at the breakfast table.
Oh,
Butter.
yes.
And then he
Yeah.
makes a little robot, and then the robot goes, "What is my purpose?"
To spin the UFO.
No,
I meant
and he
to
goes,
serve you butter.
You pass butter. Or no, he goes, pass the butter, and it pushes it, and then it goes, what is my purpose? You pass butter. And then it looks at his hands, and it goes, oh my God. I laughed so hard when I first saw that, but it
That's
reminds
great.
me of like, what do you think would happen when all of these like fringe, lefty, woke white women who are leading the charge, because it is like a large proportion, a plurality of this group is white women, when they realize they're the Karens.
They want all the attention.
No, what do you think they do when they realize they're the Karens? When like the Karen was you the whole time?
Oh man,
Because it is.
eye opening.
There's think about it. How
All
many,
I could picture is that one woman getting on her knees and screaming, no!
Right. Now think about this. How many videos have been released of Karens?
Oh, so many.
But in the single digits in the past year, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Five?
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it'd be more than that.
There's the
Maybe
there's the woman in the park with the dog.
Yeah.
There's the woman with the guy with the Black Lives Matter on his porch. What else?
Like
What else?
There's a
viral
few.
viral
So,
Karens.
I've seen a few like in stores. There was a lady who got slapped across the face by a Hispanic lady for calling her names, and a bunch of other middle-aged ladies get in trouble by calling people names. But
So look,
it's not that many.
Of the high-profile Karening moments,
Yeah.
there's been like single digits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, that's because it's probably not that many Karens.
No,
They're
no, no,
they're
nope,
a
incorrect.
minority.
You gotta let me finish.
Oh goodness.
These videos of white women at protests screeching at the top of their lungs, demanding the supervisor from the police,
Mm-hmm.
yelling patriarchy over the past several years.
So we are seeing Karens all over the place. Then.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
The point I'm making is
There's all sorts of them.
when they promote these like racist Karens, there's like 7. And when we see videos of these SJW Karens, there's like
Oh, Big Red.
3,000.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Exactly. She's a Karen queen.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Red. You know Big Red? Oof. Patriarchy. Man, look. You see that video of the woman screeching at the black woman holding the fragile sign?
Yeah.
That's a Karen.
Totally.
What's the difference?
It's the same.
She's
You're right.
screaming at a black woman. Look, you show me a video.
About Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously. The
So listen.
irony's lost.
You show me a video of a white woman screaming at a minority and say, it's a Karen. And then you show me the same thing from the Black Lives Matter activists, and I'm like, why is that not a Karen? It's literally the same components.
You're right.
And there's way more videos of white women screaming at black people.
They're still minorities.
From the left.
They're still minorities.
Who are?
Those Karens.
What do you mean minorities?
Those are. It's a minority group who are the new age Karens. That's a minority.
What do you mean a minority group? You mean
The
politically?
majority of humans in America. I mean, we're talking American politics right now, so it's like I think the American woman is a majority over the minority Karen screamers that we're seeing. That are
68% of millennial women are Democrats.
sure, but millennials make up how much of the population compared to all of humans that
Well, Gen Z is the biggest. Every next generation is bigger than the previous.
Sure, Karens exist, but
No, millennials,
everyone's pointing at them going, wow, look at those Karens.
except when it's leftist Karens, which is the overwhelming majority of Karens.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the point, because they're not self-aware. They haven't yet realized the Karen. They were the Karen the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's the point. That's the point I'm making. Like,
Oh, man.
what do you think happens when they finally have this like reality snap, where they look at their hands like, I'm a Karen. It's me.
Do you think
just like that.
they're all going to be in a room just reeing at each other?
Yeah.
They're
all gonna be
mirrors.
They're all going to be demanding the manager.
Oh my gosh.
I want to speak to your manager.
I just got a good
and
idea.
It just keeps
You know what
going
you do?
down around. Well, if you want to speak to my manager, I want to speak to your manager.
And then it turns out it's a loop of managers. It's a big circle of Karens, and each Karen in front of them is their own manager. Is like,
Oh my goodness.
and so they're like, they turn around. Who's your manager? That's my manager. I want to speak with your manager. And then it finally comes back to them. They're like, I'm the manager, but you're my manager. But
I'm the Karen.
Cue the Spider-Man meme of them pointing at each other. Wait,
Karens.
Exactly.
what?
I've seen way more videos of angry white women
Yeah.
screaming at minorities from the left than I have from anything conceivably.
I want all the attention. That's all I'm seeing right there.
Yeah.
I wonder why it is. You know?
Stop.
Like, what is it? Toxic femininity?
No, it's because everyone wants to be valued. At the core of us as human beings, we want to be appreciated, loved, and needed. I don't care who you are. You want that. You want to have a purpose. If we don't have any of those things, we go a little cuckoo. People are going cuckoo.
Have you seen the video of the woman with the fragile sign? Right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
The look on her eyes, man.
Yeah, they're
She's like bugged out. Like,
it's, right. It's when you lose, you don't have a purpose, and your screws start getting really loose, and then they start popping off.
Yeah.
And then everything just starts jumbling apart, and then you are crazy.
That may
then
be.
you get that.
Or perhaps their brains were taken over by alien brain slugs, and that explains UFOs.
Well, I don't see any of them wearing beanies though. So.
no,
that's
they're
how
wearing
you
those
mask the
hats.
scars where the aliens have taken over.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
did
no,
we
no,
just
no.
figure the
We'll-
truth of
we'll-
Tim's beanie?
We'll save the alien stuff for this. But listen, here's what I want to mention. Right? Check this out. Dozens arrested, carried away in handcuffs after protest in Beverly Hills.
Oh no, Beverly Hills, huh?
Yeah, because they're coming for the suburbs. They're coming for your homes. That's like the St. Louis couple. I think the organizers know they want you to feel unsafe in your house. Mm-hmm. They want you to bend your knees, to get on your knees and beg.
Yep.
You know the St. Louis couple? actually published a letter, according to one of the local journalists, supporting the protests and blaming white people. I kid you not, literally blaming white people.
That's, I mean, I don't know what, I don't know who they saw that yelled at them and made them fear for their lives.
Come on.
I don't know. Okay.
You ever see that video, 10 hours of walking in New York as a woman?
Yeah. Totally doctored.
Do you know about the crazy controversy that erupted afterwards about racism?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was asked, why is it that everybody in the video hollering at women is black? And then he was like, oh, actually, I edited out all the white people. I kid you not. That's what he said.
Seriously?
Yeah, he edited the white people out.
Of course.
Doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good. And for what reason? I don't know exactly what he said his reasoning was, but this is these people are con artists, man. It's a gimmick. It's a ploy. And I often tell people, like on the left, my friends, like not super politically active ones, who do you think benefits the most from everything that's happening right now?
Corporations.
White people.
Okay.
So who's leading these protests?
See, white people as a statement, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that because I mean I'm a white person and I'm not gaining anything from this stuff. This is making America burn down. I don't like it.
Well, it's like white
corporations,
white identitarianism.
It's the people who are in charge of everything. Sure, maybe.
If you say that it's racist to have minority mascots, and you get rid of all these minority mascots, but we mentioned this before, like Mr. Clean's fine. And he's like a bald white dude.
Yeah, I think those are ridiculous. Uncle Ben's rice was awesome. I would see Uncle Ben's face and I'd be like, wholesome rice. I'm going to get some of that because I know it's a good product.
And so
it's like, what does that have to do with race?
So I'll put it this way. White
pleasant-looking man
are benefiting the most from everything the left is doing.
Okay, sure. And left supremacists.
No.
They're benefiting. What are you talking about?
It depends on what happens in November for sure. Because the argument is that the riots are going to make the silent majority vote for the right. And you're going to get more nationalistic, right-wing. I'm not saying Trump is a white supremacist or anything like that. I'm saying it's not benefiting the left. It's going to potentially help Trump get reelected. So when you look at what the left is actually engaging in, the end result is a benefit for white supremacists. And that's what horrifies me the most. Because you look at that video where the 10 hours of walking through New York as a woman.
Yeah.
What does the guy do? For whatever reason, he edits the white people out.
I don't get it.
Yeah, because these people, in my opinion, are white supremacists. Or at least they have a backwards ideology where they don't realize how, what they're doing is like, maybe they're being useful idiots. I have no idea.
This whole catcalling thing in itself is stupid. Because it's like, what happened before there was Tinder? What did you do when you saw an attractive person? Hey, I find you attractive. Can I speak to you? No.
Well, so
I mean, sure, there's different levels of, and there's a line that suddenly you're gross, and you don't have to cross that line at all. But that's how people used to get together.
But the line really,
I find you attractive.
The line really is if you personally are attractive.
Yep. It's
true. Is that it?
The line changes.
If you're attractive,
it's a fact.
you can catcall. If you're not, you're gross and
in varying ways.
Disgusting.
So if you're like you're 6'3", tall, dark, and handsome, chiseled, ripped, deep blue eyes. That guy.
So me, for example.
you could probably say some you could probably say some pretty messed up things to women, and they'd be into it.
They did that on Tinder. They did an experiment, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! Didn't we do an episode on this?
I
thought we did. We talked about this in our earlier episodes, early episodes, and it was bad.
But
gross.
Speaking specifically about physical world and catcalling.
Yeah.
If you are a 45-year-old overweight short guy with your belly hanging out while you're like sitting at work and you're like, "Hey girl, what up?" They're gonna be like, "Oh no, thank you." But if you're,
I thought dad bods are in right now because it shows you're fiscally comfortable.
Oh, okay. If you're a fit, listen. In that video, this is where the scale of like absurdity starts coming in, where they start saying everything is bad. Mm-hmm. So like masculinity is a good thing. Toxic masculinity, fine, but now everything masculine is toxic.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is what happens with catcalling, right? You have in that video a guy being like, "How's it going?"
Right.
And they're like, "How dare you?"
Goodness sakes, I am so offended. You asked me how I am.
Yep.
It's like
one guy's like, "Have a nice day."
Yeah.
Ma'am. So yeah, like you're right. Like, how are you supposed to meet somebody before Tinder? You'd be walking down the street, you might see a beautiful woman, you'd be like, "Pardon me, miss. My name's Tim. Nice to meet you."
That is literally how I met my wife. I'm not joking at all. I met her. I was working at a store. She came in, And I was like, hello. And we talked for 2 hours in the store. It like, I was clearly into her. She was clearly into me. It matched, and that's what happened. Boom.
Boom, now you're married.
But it's true.
Just like that. Like they walked out of the store, they went to Vegas,
Yep.
got married.
Yep.
Magic.
Exactly.
Perfect.
No, but it's like there needs to be some sort of, man, we need thicker skin. What happened to all our the being
It's
a
fake
thick-skinned-
outrage, man. Come
It's
on.
fake outrage.
Like in that
yeah.
video, and someone says like,
Come on.
"Have a nice day, ma'am." Like, how dare you?
It's like, are you just being upset because you're looking for things to be upset about? Yes, Lydia agrees.
Yeah, I think
course.
so. A lot of the time.
It's boredom.
Yep.
It's boredom. I think it has to do with people wanting to feel powerful,
Yep.
and that's why I can't
Absolutely.
remember.
Or
which-
just simply having a purpose and going online and having a lot of people go, I'm with you. I'm on your side here. How dare all these people? And then all of a sudden, boom, they have,
it's a cult recruiting technique.
A cult recruiting technique. That's
That's
spot on.
It's called
man.
love bombing. They surround you and they hug you and they love you
Yep.
and they make you feel validated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what video game this was. Maybe you've played it, where the difficulty settings are like it's like normal, hard, very hard, easy, and I had a hard day at work and just want to feel powerful.
Oh no.
I kid
That's
you not. It's like I can't remember which game this was. Maybe you guys listening might know what I'm talking about. It's something like that.
Oh my goodness.
No. That's fine. It's like you want to play a game where you can just be the demigod with laser beam eyes.
Yeah.
And you go around and you like I play GTA and I put on the cheat codes and I jump super high and I punch people and it's like you just play GTA. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just you go around riding your dirt bike and jumping in the air and crashing. Sometimes people just want to play games so they can feel powerful.
That's a good point.
What happens when people don't have that outlet and they feel powerless? It's like, how there's a trope about the bully at school is actually being abused by his dad.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
the bully will be picking on some kid, and then he goes home. It turns out his dad's picking on him, and so he redirects
He's
his
taking
anger.
it out. Yeah.
That's what everyone is doing.
You're right.
They're at home. They're powerless. Everything sucks. They feel miserable. They're purposeless, even though life is better than ever.
Yep.
And so they take it out on you.
Well, they don't have to work for the things that used to be hard in life. Nowadays, the hardships that we deal with, is like putting enough. Well, I mean, work. You have to work for food, but it's like, what are
Barely.
the hardships? Or we're worried about what people say about us online. People are banning for like, that person said something that really hurts me to the core because 4 generations ago this happened to me, and it's like, I mean, that you could apply that to anything. Anyone can get upset.
Think about so Reddit is banning a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what that site's going to be like when they just keep banning everyone who's offended by anything. You are allowed to say the word "the."
Well, this is what
Every
I'm
post,
wondering.
every
Like,
comment.
who goes there anymore? I was actually shocked to find Reddit was so prevalent still, and I don't think that's going to last very much longer. Because,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook even. It's like over almost 1,200 comments. Over 1,000 of them said no of my tweet asking if Facebook got deleted, would you care? Would you be upset?
I wouldn't.
Everyone was like, no.
No way.
I go on Facebook nowadays. Half of the posts are anti-Trump stuff being regurgitated, and I like look into it, and it's all not true. It's all.
Oh man.
And I ask like, hey, where's your source?
Yeah, where'd you get
this?
this
Is my source. Didn't you not see what I
This-
just posted?
didn't
I'm
you-
like, did you read it?
It's
well,
a man.
no.
Listen,
Straight up, that's what they say to me. No, I didn't read it. I just reposted it.
I know it's true because it's a man who replied to Trump a minute after Trump tweeted. Therefore, that's my source.
And this is the best part. Someone was like, that's not true. I was just reading, and they were like, yes, I know, and I don't care.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
What?
Straight up.
Thank you for being honest.
So it's fake, and you're just using it to further your anger that you're addicted to.
We have we have a mutual friend, and
do we?
On Facebook.
I'm sure we have more than a few mutual
And
friends, Tim.
they posted something about one of the riot incidents.
Okay.
And I innocuously just gave a timeline. I didn't say they were right. I didn't say they were wrong.
Uh-huh.
I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they flipped out and started screeching. And I'm like, I didn't even say I disagreed with you.
I don't know if we're mutual friends anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. These people are crazy. They're really.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
Probably. Yeah.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
I know you know what I'm talking about. And they post something, and I'm just like, so here's what happened. How dare you post facts? I'm like, is that what you're really mad about? I didn't say you were wrong. And then when people started chiming in saying this doesn't justify anything, I'm like, never said it
say it
did.
did.
I love that.
And then I respond with, you're completely right. This guy's out of line and we should absolutely condemn this. And then all of a sudden they just like, their brains explode and they're like, I'm
what?
blocking you.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm like, why are you mad at me? I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to say to you?
It's because it's an emotional trigger. That's what happens to them. The more you lean into logic, the more easy it is to understand the truth, to say the truth. You don't have to remember fake stuff. And then, the facts support the truth. And that makes it easy to talk to people about what's actually happening. But they don't want to deal with that. That's too much. It's so much easier to just go,
I think
emotions.
I think it's
Handle
people
them.
who are unwell.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So crazy.
Yep.
It's like growing up, the trope was that it was the religious right that behaved this way.
That's because it was then.
Yeah. And now
It's
So-
not
Zealotry.
anymore. Yeah.
now it's the
Emotional intelligence. Yeah, it's
new
interesting. I have a friend who's who he goes to church, and he was telling me he's doing this this outreach program, and it kind of has to do with church, but it's not. It's just held at the church. It's basically just like him and another bunch of dads get together, and all the young boys that don't have dads go and they like talk to them and
So
just do
cool.
like a dad program. And I was like, that is so legit. Like, I'm not the most religious person myself, but like that's some seriously amazing stuff that we need to bring to communities. And it's like, why aren't we doing that? Let's bring that back.
Did I ever tell you the story about how
They're doing something right.
my opinion on Jesus changed?
I'm not sure.
I may have done it in the early months, but I think I'll rehash it just now because probably we have way more viewers and stuff. But I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
I left Catholic school at the end of 5th grade, went to public school at 6th grade. Immediately just became very atheist,
Yeah.
ish.
Punk.
I don't know if atheist is the right.
Young punk Tim.
Agnostic is probably a better word, but I was totally out of all the religion stuff. And then I started becoming very angry and like arrogant about the world. And
Okay.
look, man, I was like 17, 18, of course.
Everyone has that phase.
Yeah, I knew
so.
everything.
Everyone.
And so there's this dude in Chicago who was like moderately well known in the top tier Chicago skate crew, whatever. And I was skating at one of the parks in Chicago, and I got introduced to him. He was a cool dude. And there was very few people in the park, so we were skating. We were talking. It was me and a couple other people. And then he was like, I play music, and he was like, yeah, me too. He's like, you want to go jam or something, hang out? And I was like, yeah, dude, awesome. I'm like, and I get to hang out with these cooler, like older guys, skateboarders, like connected and affiliated. And we go to his apartment, and in his house on the wall, he's got a picture of Jesus.
Okay.
And I was like, why do you have a picture of Jesus on your wall? And he was like, I don't know, I like it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you religious or something? And he goes, no, I don't know. I just, I thought a story about a guy who traveled around helping people was kind of cool. And I went, oh.
You got a good point, actually.
Yeah.
I think you might be right.
As a good story.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to, because
Yeah.
it's like, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe everything that they say, but morally, they're doing a lot of things that make sense. It's like, what's wrong with having something that shows you how to be a good human being?
And that was it.
What happened to that?
The realization was kind of like everything that I thought the religion was irrelevant, because the only thing that mattered to this dude was that you had a story about a guy who went about helping people.
Yep.
And I'm like, if that's all he took from it, that probably made his life way better.
Yeah, probably.
And he probably helped a lot of people. And he's
True.
right. That
Yeah, exactly.
was a cool story.
Yeah.
I think because of the politics of everything and the church and how money was handled and stuff like that, it became a very political and corrupt thing to me. And I never actually thought about what the root of what it was supposed to be was.
Yeah.
I'm still not religious or anything, but I think, from that moment, there were some other key moments in my life where it made me like rethink things. And with that one, I was like, there are some people who are very much into reading hardline, like, here's what it says, here's what must be done.
And this is exactly what it means. No questions asked.
I think from that point on, I was like, that is a cool story.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I care to take away from any of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
That I can straight up be like, if you just tell it like this dude went around helping people, healing people, feeding people, like, you can ignore all the bad stuff and just say, let's try and be good people.
Yep.
Let's try and help people, There's some other moments too about perception and reality that I found really interesting that I think a lot of people don't understand. When I was working at O'Hare Airport, I had one of these older guys. He was a Hispanic dude, very religious guys. And he was like, one day this dude goes, "Hey, pool." And I look up, I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" I think I was playing on like Snake on my Nokia candy bar or something. He's like,
classic.
"You religious at all?" And I was like, "Nah." This was after, like, because now I was like 19, I think.
Okay.
And I was like, "No." I was like, "I grew up, but I'm not, you know, I don't follow anything." And then he's like, "Let me ask you some questions." We had a conversation, and the gist of it was basically, you know, he says, "What are you breathing right now?" And I was like, "Air." And he was like, "Yeah, but what is it?" And I'm me being, you know, all smart about it. I'm like, "You want to talk about the composition of air?" Well, it's actually mostly nitrogen, and a small portion, around 21% or so, is oxygen, and of course carbon dioxide. And he was like, yeah, I get it, dude. You read your books, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, "How do you know that it's actually oxygen, nitrogen, whatever?"
Okay.
And I was like, "We learned it in science class, man. I went to school." And he's like, and you just believe what's in those books?" And I was like, "Yeah, because it's science." And he was like, "All right. So you got somebody who told you read this book. That's the truth." And I was like, "Right." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what my priest said about the Bible." And I started laughing. And I'm like, "I get what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
I hear you." His perspective was basically like, we all choose who we trust and who's giving us the hard facts.
Yeah.
Now for me, I'm like, I can actually build a computer, so I'll take I'll trust in the root of my science and stuff like that. I'll believe in the oxygen. But it's a good point about, you know, I've never seen an electron. I've never actually used an electron microscope. I've never actually tracked any of this stuff down.
Right. Supposedly, there's no such thing as solids, even though this wood feels pretty solid. But technically,
It's a bunch of atoms,
are just
and they're
really
Yeah.
tightly wound together.
So I'm not saying this to try and tell anybody that this proves or disproves anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you this is because it's a way to understand how people's perspectives are shaped based on what they choose and who they choose to trust, and ultimately it's who you choose to trust.
Yeah.
If a dude came out of the sky floating and he gave a cell phone to you and he said, "Here's how it works. The magic of my love will transmit any of your thoughts to anyone else who has my love." You saw a dude flying, you'd be like, "Wow, okay." You know, like if you're like a primitive or like, you know, ancient culture or whatever, and you saw this happen,
Yeah.
you would just believe them.
Like basically what the Anunnaki are supposedly.
My love energy transmits thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And then if you would just be like, "This person clearly has some kind of power I don't understand."
Yeah, it must be true.
Well, you might not necessarily just absolutely trust them, but you'd probably believe it, right?
Yeah.
And so if you get like a PhD physicist who comes out and says, "Did you know that if you can take your hand and you can actually hit molten steel?" Do you know that?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually can do that. Most people are going to be like, "That's crazy. You can't do that." You know what I mean?
Until they see the video of the guy
So
doing it.
right. So there are certain things you are willing to trust based on how you've, you know, perceived the world and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why you have, you know, I can wrap this back up into the insanity of the woke left.
Yeah.
As more and more of our media, our advertising, and our social media is dominated by this ideology, it's becoming law. It is becoming reality. And then they tell you can see racism in everything and everywhere, and people will just eat it all up. It's all they see. And it's scary because then they become rage monsters. They're always angry.
Yep.
They're always just fervent, zealous fanatics. And they go and attack people. They break into people's private property. They try to burn buildings down. Just because they choose to believe this fringe, you know, nonsense.
Yep.
Critical thinking skills, man.
I see a lot of random people saying, "Well, this is what happens when you get rid of insane asylums." And it's like, I want to just be like, "Nah.
That can't be it, right?
Maybe?"
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's interesting though. It's like
What was-
a lot
why-
of these people.
Why did we get rid of insane asylums?
We had drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, because
don't
I
know.
think,
Because
you know-
isn't jail supposed to be rehabilitation? It's like, isn't that what it's supposed to be?
I don't think so.
What? No.
No.
Like, you know, I mean,
Penitentiary. Penitent. It's
Okay.
about
paying for your crimes.
yeah. So it's not about healing you or fixing you. It's not even about retribution. It's about you suffering because you made others suffer. I think that's like the root. I think we need to reshape it. We need it to be more of fixing people.
Yeah.
I think Scandinavian countries aim for that,
Yeah, that's what they do out there.
but they go a little too far in one direction.
Well,
in
it's
the wrong direction.
difficult because there's, you know, most of those Scandinavian countries, they're 9 million people per country.
Exactly.
You know, we're over 340.
Culturally homogenous.
It's just totally
and
different. Yeah.
Culturally and ethnically homogenous.
For the most part, yeah.
The interesting thing about the ethnic homogeneity is the word, I think, is that if you know, to these people who believe all this racism is everywhere, then by that logic, the racism doesn't exist in countries that are ethnically homogenous, be it China, Japan, Sweden, or otherwise.
Right.
And I was actually talking to a progressive friend of mine who straight up, it was a good conversation, and she brought that up. She was like, when you look at really big cities in countries like Japan and even authoritarian places like China, for obvious reasons, China has less crime and less issues. Yeah. But there aren't accusations of racism because literally they're all Japanese.
Right.
There's probably accusations of other bias, like religious bias and stuff. So quite literally, racism is unique to multicultural societies.
I think another issue is like movies and TV and shows and stories, because you think about it, it's like every story's got to have that a-hole that's going to make you feel like you're not worthless to push the story along. And every single story you watch, there's some movies that have racists. I mean, some are historical movies, but for the most part, every movie you see, the main character is getting belittled, whatever, has to fight through. Then most people are seeing all these and going, this is what real life is like. This is what, obviously, there's these people everywhere, and you look similar to that antagonist, I guess.
People. I don't think people understand how much our desires are shaped by fiction.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
like, when you see a movie and like, so I grew up seeing all these superheroes, and we talked about this before. Like, the characters that inspire me are very, like in a lot of anime shows, the characters are always getting stronger through desperation.
Yep.
Like the more the more desperate and the more dire the situation is, the more they strive to sacrifice everything to be the best, to save the ones they love.
Yep.
And I've always been inspired by that. And it's fiction. You're never going to be, Superman. You're never going to be a superhero.
But everybody wants to be, though.
And right. And even outside of the realm of like hard science fiction and fantasy, you're never going to be John McClane. You're not going to be a dude at Nakatomi Plaza yelling yippee-ki-yay because some terrorists took over.
Welcome to the party, pal.
You are not going to be this action star adventure hero.
No.
And to speak more to the female perspective, I was reading once about the power dynamics of woman-centric movies versus male-centric movies.
Okay.
And what they said was, and this may not be true, male movies targeting men, are about a man who saves the day, who sacrifices everything and strives to save the ones he loves.
Okay.
Movies for women are about women who constantly make mistakes and do whatever they want and are praised for it. So you look at like romantic comedies where the woman is like bumbling around and she's like a lawyer or whatever, and then ultimately she gets the guy at the end. It's always very, hopey-dopey, silly, misadventures.
Okay.
So it's like you do your thing and everyone loves you, versus you agree or?
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And so so the more we create movies that go in this direction, the more we're shaping our expectations for reality off of things that aren't real.
Yeah, now we got the SJWs that are taking over Hollywood.
And
2016 Ghostbusters, Bird of Prey. Like, Bird of Prey is a great example right now. It's like, I don't know if you've seen it or not. If you haven't seen it,
don't.
Good for you.
I'm really jealous.
Don't do it. But if you have, you'll know. Yeah. The new one. The new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Birds of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Birds of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
No, but
Pirates
that
of
movie,
Prey.
it's she's just bumbling around talking about how the man's got her down.
Yeah, dude.
And
her boyfriend dumped her.
Her boyfriend dumped her. She's upset.
It's true. Yeah.
By the end, I mean, she doesn't even get everything. They go off do their thing, and she's just like, I got my egg sandwich. So she got her egg sandwich.
Seriously, Birds of Prey. Her boyfriend dumps her.
Yep.
And she's sad. So she wants to get an egg sandwich. She drops it, and everything goes crazy, and then she's fighting people for some reason.
No, because she voted for Bernie.
She voted for Bernie, that's right.
It's because she voted for Bernie.
And the bad guy hates her because she's a woman.
That's
because
right.
she's a woman,
How
yep.
could I forget?
So the thing about this is that it's starting to mix male and female power dynamics.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to pretend that any of the stuff I read is like 100% factual. It's just like an observation someone pointed out.
Right.
But I do find it interesting that the movies that women typically see, or I'm not super familiar with what movies women typically see would be.
Yeah.
I can tell you 50 Shades of Grey was like the most, biggest selling book for women.
I haven't seen it, but
So there clearly is something different between what men and women want in terms of their, power fantasies.
Yeah.
But Birds of Prey is a mishmash. And so is like Captain Marvel, for instance.
yeah.
Like, you're creating stories that are attempting to talk to the female experience through a male adventure story structure.
You know who did it right? Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman did that
Totally
right.
agree.
They showed a perspective in the past where it was more prevalent, that men were better than women. It's like, okay, so they showed that, and then she showed her power, and everyone was like, dang.
But actually, what was interesting about Wonder Woman is that her whole thing was she could save everyone.
Yeah.
And she could stop all of the fighting between everyone. It wasn't even necessarily about like, I'm going to save my family. It was, I want both sides to stop fighting each other.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it is to stop Ares. And then you had Chris Pine, I think is the actor's name, who's realist, saying sometimes people fight.
Yep.
And it was a really interesting. She was very powerful. Yeah, it was great. I thought Wonder Woman was fantastic.
Yeah, really
well
good
done.
movie.
But you
really liked it.
But I think to be fair, like Wonder Woman is a good example of how, like these movies have been done with female leads, like Hunger Games, for instance. Hunger Games was great. 4 movies, and main character is female, and there's no issues.
Agreed.
I think it's when they try injecting this. I can't put my finger, to be honest. Why, other than they just have bad writing?
Well, no, it's kind of like a cycle, right? So we've talked about kind of how, the story has been showing people what reality is, even though it's not. It's a story, and they need antagonists to antagonize the protagonist to make the story happen. So now people are starting to get influenced by that, thinking that's what reality is. So then that person writes a new movie, right? And that new movie is skewed from that perspective they have of what reality is. So they're like, well, I need to make it grandiose. I need to make it a story. So they're like, all right, well, how can I spin this so that it's a little bit more in tune with, like a story, and then boom, more SJW, and then it's like a cycle, and it just gets more and more crazy. And now we're here. Now we have Birds of Prey, which was so cringy. Lydia, you're the woman in the room here.
Yeah.
How cringy was that movie?
It was ridiculous. It was too much, like way over the top. I did not enjoy it.
Did you feel empowered by that movie?
It was degrading. It was like I'm being pandered to because I'm a woman. That's great.
Yes.
Really, really appreciate that.
Thank
That's
you.
my favorite thing.
I figured it out.
Yeah, no.
What?
Oh, Tim figured it out.
We're in a simulation.
Is that it?
It is.
Yeah, no.
Is this the final proof?
So
That's what we needed.
the first thing is, the joke that I like making is, it's some 20-year-old college kid's home for the holidays. He's playing a game of Sim Earth, and he gets up to go to the bathroom. He walks back in, and his kid brother Billy is mashing the keys, and he's like, "Billy, what are you doing? I'm in the middle of a game. Oh no, what you?" And then he looks up at the screen. "Oh, now Donald Trump is president. How do I undo this?
Let's try Plague."
Man, now the game's all broken, and I gotta fix my headphones.
Oh,
that's all right.
oh snap.
We'll wait. You know what? Take
There we
this
go.
time to smash the like button.
That's right.
Smash it.
Destroy it like Tim did his headphones.
Yeah, hold it. But in seriousness about the simulation thing, what's interesting is, I was thinking about what you were saying, and it's like, man, it really does feel like a weird experiment. Like, let's make a bunch of weird movies that don't fit any cultural expectations. Literally say that with like, The Last Jedi. We're gonna subvert your expectations. Like, you just made a bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're having this weird thing.
There's no such thing, you bigot. That wasn't a bad movie. You just don't understand, Tim.
It's awful. Man,
It was not very good.
I don't understand, why they can't just write a good story. Like,
How about write a new movie, write a new story? Do you see they're redoing The Princess Bride now?
How dare they?
We need to revolt
Yeah.
and make them stop that, because Princess Bride is perfect.
Don't change.
Don't touch it. Don't do it. You're gonna
But
ruin it.
the Princess Bride has its problems.
Sure.
Yeah,
but it's like,
it's incredible,
right?
For when it was made. When does that movie come out?
Yeah, you can't-
96 or
Yeah.
something.
If they were, if
As
they,
a random guess, I have no idea.
you ever find a band you really like,
Yes.
Okay.
and they're like not that famous, but then
All the
like
time.
because people start finding out about them a few years later, they're really famous.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden their music becomes very plastic.
Yep.
Jose
they pop.
Gonzalez.
Is that somebody?
Oh no, his music has only gotten better though.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I knew him before he got really big. Well, if he is, I don't know. Do you know who? You don't know who he is?
No.
Okay, so I guess he's not. Well, he's amazing. So if you don't know who he is, you should check him out.
There's so many
really good.
bands where I've been like, man, their
I used
first
to
album
enjoy
is so
Paramore.
good,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah,
once they
Paramore.
get super
Where'd
famous,
they go?
They popped.
They popped.
Yeah.
that's a whole other complicated thing, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Why?
Yeah, she the Haley, the singer, got divorced and then became super anorexic or something. And
To me, that became very plastic. I don't know what was
The
going
music?
on there. Yeah. It
What-
became very formulaic. It just sounded like everybody else to me. And I don't know or really care about my singer's personal well-being. I mean, I'm sorry, but
Whoa.
They've all
that's not what I
Paramore
was.
doesn't.
I don't care if you're healthy.
Paramore doesn't count.
Paramore
just
absolutely
messing.
does not fit this. They've always been a Capitol Records mainstream, high-profile produced band.
Oh, right out the gates, you mean?
Right out the gates.
Yeah,
And-
okay.
But I like Paramore. I like their older stuff when I was younger.
So
and
what are you
was
talking about? Like, give us some examples.
The Shins.
Okay, the Shins.
I want to avoid actually calling out any of these bands because I know some of them and I don't want to get anybody angry. But so like the
that's
Shin,
my job.
The Shins is probably not the best example, but their earlier stuff was much less produced.
Okay.
And then once they started getting famous, their albums became very, very produced, and it was like over the top. And then the singer from that started Broken Bells, I think the band is, or whatever, the group. But anyway, the point is, there's a lot of people who, like, once they reach that plateau of success, then everything becomes formulaic and plastic.
Okay.
I forgot why we were going off on this tangent because we just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can start talking about music in general because it's like that's like a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
It's like they get so well, I guess it's not just music. It's celebrities in general. They get disconnected from regular.
Reality.
Yeah, I was just going to say regular life that isn't in a little bubble of you can have anything you want, do anything you want. You've made it. You're rich now because you're a famous person and you could do anything, but you forget what it's like to struggle. And actually, that's kind of us as humanity. We forgot what it's like to actually struggle. Like, you used to have to wake up every day and hunt all day long or else you died.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what being a human was. Actually, that's what being an animal on this planet is, unless you're a human now.
Or a rabbit. You wake up, you shake with anxiety like a ball of tension, with your eyes pointing literally in opposite directions.
No.
And you eat grass while you're in fear for your life.
The rabbits even a worse situation because they have to wake up and get food. Well, they're hunting vegetables.
Eating grass, man.
Whatever.
Foraging,
they're still hunting the good grass. But they add on to it. They got to fear that they're being hunted and they will get eaten.
That's what I mean. Like,
right.
their eyes are literally bugging out both sides of their head and they're shaking like terrified at any moment.
But I mean, that's not necessarily that far from the truth because like humans in the past, if you're out hunting food and you find food, there's other humans that probably want to just kill you and take your food.
Yeah, man.
It's the same thing. What's the difference?
You know what's sad to me? Like we play games like Magic the Gathering and stuff, and like we used to. We don't play as much now because Magic's gone insane for the most part.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about like how do we have these legends of goblins and ogres, and it really just was like. Actually, let me stop and do this. There was an example. The first time someone drew a picture of an elephant and sent it back to Europe.
Right.
They were like, it was like they described it and then someone drew a picture based on the description.
Right.
And it looks weird. Mm-hmm. The first time they sent a platypus back, they were like, they thought it was a
What
joke.
is this thing?
They didn't think it was real. So I imagine like, way back in the day, you're out for a hunt. And then you see an animal no one's ever seen before because you've been traveling far. And there's this big, like, let's say there's like a grizzly bear. But it's got mange or something. I don't know if grizzly bears get mange, but it's like its hair's falling out.
Why wouldn't they? Yeah.
And so it's this weird scarred up looking monster going.
They're terrifying looking.
And then you go and explain it. I don't know what it was. It was an ogre. And now the legend is born of this big, gigantic monster.
Yeah.
And so we literally have these legends born out of just the ignorance of humanity. That we didn't know what we were finding. We didn't know what we were experiencing. It's sad to me that we've lost that. I mean, it's kind of stupid to be sad about that we've become, as a species, relatively smart.
Yeah.
To where we're not surprised, for the most part, by critters and creatures.
Well, we have science now that shows what it all is from and what it means,
but
why it is.
But the adventure's gone. Like
That's why space, the final frontier.
And then the only problem now is that mystery will always be gone because we have cameras. Maybe not always, because maybe there's going to be things that maybe we experience weird energy, life forms can't be captured on camera or whatever.
Yeah.
But gone are the days where you like tell a grand tale and people try to imagine to figure out what it was and then go on this great journey to try and figure out what, risking life and limb.
Hold on, let me cherish this. You're wrong.
About what?
Hold on,
He's got a
felt really good. No, music. You yourself, Tim, have shown me that you can tell a story. And musically,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Will of the People. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about legends and monsters that will never have new legends of new monsters, new vampires. It's not going to happen.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like there's people out there that are like creating new stuff and doing it on their own.
What I'm talking about is
The legends.
Bigfoot.
Where the legends come from.
People believed in Bigfoot 20 years ago. We just got to find him. Now it's like, please, dude, there's no Bigfoot. Everybody's got a camera.
What about flat earthers?
These people are nuts.
Well, okay.
Look,
what's the difference?
That's not fair.
It's still something that they're imagining, they're thinking that is true. It's a legend to them now.
That's not what I mean, though.
Okay.
What I mean is a regular person goes into the woods and sees, a fox that's got no hair. And then he tells the legend of the chupacabra. It's like this weird, grotesque-looking, hairless monster creature. And then everyone writes stories about it, and people go on journeys to try and figure out what it was, and they discover things. A lot of that is being lost. Technology has displaced the legend building of humanity.
Okay.
We have games based on characters and ideas and zombies and goblins off of things that are easily explainable, but we now have these fun stories that just aren't real.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we might make things up story-wise, for fun.
I saw a light bulb just appear above Lydia's
Yeah, I just had a
head.
light bulb moment because I think this is why horror movies are so bad. But we don't stop making them.
They're so bad.
Almost all of them are awful, but we won't stop making them because we're looking for adventures and mystery, and there's just nothing left.
I think horror movies are bad
to
because
agree.
the horror movies just recycle the same plot.
No, some horror movies are good. Us? Have you seen that one?
No.
It's
The Jordan Peele thing.
Yeah. It was good. I do
Really?
not like horror movies. Not that I get scared, but it's very, very rare that a movie
not
scares
good,
me.
yeah.
They're just not good. They're not suspenseful. Who made Aliens? I forget the. He said you don't show the monster.
Right.
You need to build the suspense. You got to have it like The Shining. That was the first movie I remember. Like, oh, I'm getting a little. This is chilly. Like this.
You know.
But he was great at pulling the tension and making it thick in the air.
You know why
I mean,
I
he
didn't-
tortured the actors.
You know why I didn't see the movie Us?
Why?
Because when I was reading about what it was,
Uh-huh.
the trailers looked cool. They explained the movie is actually about social justice,
Oh goodness.
and I was like,
Ruined
what?
it.
And then I read the plot. I read their breakdown of what the story was about, and I was
Okay.
like, I'm not interested in watching that.
Oh.
Maybe it's a good horror movie, so maybe I should check it out.
I thought it was good. I thought they did a good job with it.
But like the idea,
I didn't go in with some preconceived notion about it though.
maybe they spoiled it for me by doing that.
Yeah.
So I guess the idea for the movie is that this is what I read, and apparently this is part of the official theme of the film, that you have families who grow up in poverty who finally find a way to get out, but then sabotage themselves and find themselves back where they started, like crabs in a barrel. And
No,
it was-
that's not accurate.
I'm probably messing up what the review actually said, but
I think you should watch it. I think you might be pleasantly surprised because I didn't. Thinking back, it's been a while since
Jordan
I've
Peele's
seen
stuff
it,
has been so cringe.
and a lot of what's going on in here has changed over the past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'd watch it again and be like, "What is going on? What is this?"
It's not so much about what's actual it's probably subtext, right?
Maybe, yeah.
But and maybe it's because they're trying to convince the woke cultists to watch it by, oh, it's actually about these things, you'll watch it. And my thing's always just like, you know what, man, like The Last Jedi was so bad, I really can't stomach turning it on.
It wasn't good. I wouldn't say it was that bad. I think it was right in the middle. No, I would give it like a 6 on IMDb.
It looked good. The trailers looked good,
Yeah, the fights were cool.
but I just feel like
Lightsaber battles are awesome.
I'm so I'm so jaded on so many movies because I've gone to see. I'll tell you what, I wanted to walk out of the theater for The Last Jedi.
Really?
That wasn't about being a woke movie for me either. I didn't think it was. I thought it was just really awful.
Yeah.
And you have these weirdo people like Rian Johnson who are like, let's throw things in the fire and it'll
Yeah.
be funny for us. And
No,
I'm
the
like,
story wasn't the best. I agree with you there. And they should have done. Palpatine should not have been back. It was like
that's a disaster.
real far stretch.
You know what, man?
Spoiler. Oh, sorry. Spoilers.
been out for a
I don't
while.
care.
It was in the commercials. That was back.
It really?
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh, good.
You know what? You know
Way
what
to
this is?
spoil it.
Actually, I can explain this. I did a video about this a while ago, and actually Paul Joseph Watson did too. It's cultural stagnation. We've reached a point. So think about this. When was the last time a Christmas song was written?
Oh gosh.
Actually, I talked about this with someone, and there's this Christmas song that's relatively newer-ish. 4 years ago it was written.
And it's played every year.
Now it's played all the time, and I'm like, At first, I was like, "What is this? This isn't a Christmas song." And then by the end of Christmas, I was singing along to it. I don't remember.
I can name.
I don't want it in my head.
I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, Baby It's Cold Outside, which is is that a Christmas song? Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah. Jingle Bells.
So, all of these songs, Jingle Bells. Is Jingle Bells that's new?
No, it's relatively newer compared to.
A bunch of songs are written in the 40s and 50s, and we've played them every year nonstop, over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Movies are now adaptations of adaptations and reboots of adaptations and comics. Like, look at Groundhog Day.
I mean,
original concept.
Yeah.
Now it's
sure.
like we just remake the same concept but throw aliens in it and you get Edge of Tomorrow.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I write new music. You write new music. It's like, look at Wes Anderson, for example, one of my favorite filmmakers. He's so unique. He creates an atmosphere. It's his own style. It's his own thing. It's beautiful. It's awesome. All of his movies, I'm just like A+. Good job, Wes.
I think it's something like 90+% of the movies of the past decade have been reboots, remakes, and adaptations.
Yep.
Not original at all.
Yeah, it's because money. There's more money. It's easy. It's easier to just take a story, redo it, make more money.
Cultural stagnation.
Well,
look. Have you listened to the radio in Chicago?
There's truth in what you're saying, and you're also not right at the same time, because there are still people, you included, that are making new music.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about, we used to have an industry where the best of the best song was a brand new song for Christmas, and it was like, this is the #1 gold record, just came out. Listen to this song. And then we played it every year nonstop, and we've never so the principal song played over the years, like, here are the songs you play. So when it comes to movies, we used to have a movie industry, Groundhog Day. Remember, we just watched the movie Stay Tuned last night. What a weird movie, right? Where they get sucked in the TV.
It got me laughing. It
was funny. John Ritter.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. John Ritter. May he rest in peace.
When was the last time a movie like that came out in theaters?
Like a weird wonky movie?
They don't do it. They're adaptations, they're reboots, they're remakes.
They're
so
safe.
The core, like, cultural thing we do, yes, of course, there's always going to be indie creators and artists and unique things, and some things will fail and some things will succeed. But the core industry has now become plastic, homogenized, culturally stagnant.
Well, I can't argue with that. Music in general is basically like that, So, I mean, there's some good music still, but a lot of it, that, like, the top hits, I'm just like, what is this? It's the same line over and over and over again the entire song. Yeah. That's not, you're not saying anything.
Wait. Have you seen the viral videos of where they combine the top country songs?
Yes.
And it's all the same
the same
chords
song.
over and over again?
It's like they overlap all the songs together and it just works.
It's like a music lasagna.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Not like
it's one song.
Next, sing the next one. It's the same chords. It's like
the same
all
keys.
over each other.
I
have to see this. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's another funny bit where they, like, isolate the lyrics and they're like, my dog, my pickup truck with a beer coming home from work, my girl or whatever.
I'm gonna kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, this is pop country.
Yeah.
But it's not. I'm picking on country, but it's true for all pop music.
Yeah.
It's just all. The computers write the songs.
That's why we got to put our music out there, man. The people need us. They need our music, Tim.
You know.
It's the will of the people.
Think about like Led Zeppelin.
Amazing music.
Or Queen. Their songs are all very different.
Yeah.
Now look at modern music.
I mean, Robert Plant's still making music. And
right.
his solo stuff is amazing. And he's still putting out good stuff.
But look at modern music. It's like a band will write one song 20 times.
Okay.
There's very few bands that actually pull it off.
I'm just, like, thinking about Sublime. I'm like, but they did it so well.
And they were only around for like one album, though.
Well, because
it's like a cover album.
died.
And then exactly. Like, as much as I really do like Muse, a lot of their music is very much very, very similar.
Well, I mean, when I drove here 4 months ago with my stuff, we did, like, the Muse anthology. We listened to all the Muse stuff. And I was like, man, I really like Muse, but a lot of their songs are the same thing.
Yeah.
He'll say one word and just, carry it like a roller coaster.
Which
and then
is
say
great.
that. Don't get me wrong. I love Muse.
Yeah.
Muse is amazing. They're very, very, I saw them in Madison Square Garden. Incredible musicians. I can't believe there's only 3 of them. I had no idea. But a lot of their stuff is the same. They have a sound.
Yep.
They sell it well. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
I love you, but the government is taking over.
Yes.
That's Muse. That's it. And quite literally, I think it's the song Bliss.
Yes.
Everything about you is so easy to love. They're watching you
Yep.
from above.
My favorite Muse
Like,
line.
wow, that
Perfect.
encompasses everything
whole
about
thing.
the band.
Yep.
It's like, hit it out of the park with that one.
Nailed it.
But very few bands and artists, you know what I think it might be too, is a lot of these producers who write songs that have a good eclectic style will sell them. So you don't actually know who the person writing it is.
You know who's a good band?
Who's a good band?
Tool.
Yeah.
Tool's a pretty good band.
Whoa. No. Not pretty good.
I haven't been
They're
as
amazing.
exposed to
Tool's
them as you have.
amazing.
Yeah, so.
They're
I think-
incredible.
I think the greatest artists of this or any generation is probably Insane Clown Posse.
Probably.
kidding.
Yes.
I actually,
The smile that instantly appeared on your face made me think that you weren't serious there.
but I'm
Tim.
not actually trying. I'm not saying they're bad. No, I thought it would be absurd to try and assert ICP. Although, but a lot of people really do think they are really good. I think they got the one song I know from them is Halls of Illusion. I actually like that song.
I can't name any song
I
of
can't
theirs.
either.
Well,
Not one.
because I guess their time was the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
That's where I grew up with music. Like I was, a teenager in the 90s, and that's when Led Zeppelin, that's who I was listening to at Sublime,
Halls of
Nirvana, Pearl
Halls of-
Jam.
Halls of Illusion is a good song
All right.
by ICP.
Yeah.
It's basically about like the fake reality of TV with the smiling wife, but in reality, you're like it's drug addicts, it's poor people, and it's like kind of over the top. But I think it's cool. You know, it's like 90s rap pop, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything about ICP. I thought it'd be funny to say that, but I know there's a lot of like really diehard fans. So I'm not trying to be too much of a dick. I guess you can like what you want to like. This is America. It's
true.
Right,
How about we do this? Look, so the point I was going to make earlier about the simulation stuff is just this idea that like so much weird stuff has been happening that's it feels like it has to be a conspiracy, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like how is this possible that all these weird things are going on?
It's too much at once.
And now
It does feel like there's some
aliens.
Aliens.
some sort of something driving everything.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Is it aliens?
Check this out.
Oh. Ooh.
Let's talk about it.
Senate Intelligence Committee confirms the U.S. Navy has a UFO task force.
Aliens.
My question
Now-
here, right off the bat, is: wouldn't it have been the Air Force? I'm
Maybe.
already suspect.
They do all
I
the-
heard this like kind of sort of joke.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who has the biggest air force in the world?
The Navy.
The U.S. Air Force.
Oh.
The United States.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who has the second biggest air force in the world?
The Navy.
The U.S. Navy. yeah. So like our military, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought the first one was a trick. I
Yeah.
was like, I got this trick.
That's the
Tim.
trick though, right? You say like, do you know who has the biggest air force? They'll be like America. That's right. Do you know who has the second biggest? The
Oh,
U.S. Navy.
right,
Like,
right.
So
Nailed
the
it.
Air Force than the Navy. I don't know if that's true or whatever.
The Navy
Well, I
didn't
mean-
come with, yeah.
My understanding is the Army has more boats than the Navy too.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because I could be wrong about this. I'm sure the people who are listening know better. But the Army has a ton of boats. They just don't have big destroyers and stuff like that.
Right.
But they do have a lot of boats. Yeah.
So like lake boats and river boats and
They
stuff.
probably got some big boats.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, for sure. Like cargo ships and stuff. Different branches, man.
Got to move that
Space
the Army.
boats.
Space
how many
boats.
Space
boats
boats.
does the Space Force have?
Many, I hope.
I'm sure they've got a bunch.
Probably got some boats. Yeah, man.
They probably have the third most amount of airplanes.
All right, so check
Gosh.
this out. Let's talk about it. So listen, because it's 2020 and everybody is saying like, what's next? Aliens. And then we have these two actual major sightings. Check this out. Where are we at? Here we go.
This is so cool.
Mysterious lights spotted flashing in Houston sky leave onlookers startled because they move too fast to be drones or fire lanterns. A string of strange lights were seen floating around each other in the sky over Houston on Wednesday night. This is a couple days ago, mind you. Check this out. UFO sighting in Miami sparks social media meltdown. This other video, I don't know where it's from, shows weird vortexes lined up in the sky.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
I actually have it on my phone. I probably should have texted it or something.
I actually have a buddy who lives in New York who has sent me he takes videos, and he sent me some videos of objects that he saw. Weird.
Aliens.
It doesn't make any sense. He's like, I don't understand what this is. And it's not only that, it's been going on for over 2 years. This has been happening to him. He's been showing me these videos. He's like, he was coming over we were going to play Magic, and he's like, dude, look at this. This was just outside walking down your street. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what is it? It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. They're popping up everywhere.
You know what they
What
are?
is happening?
It's the camera objects for the third person video game, and so you can see him, and you're like, what is that? And what you don't see is like the little guy flying around, like and he's got the cameras. You can't see the camera because it's your perspective.
Or maybe it's like the cursor for the mouse for whoever's playing the game. We're just
dragging,
like, what is that?
They're dragging
and
objects.
it comes down and picks you up. You're like, ah!
When you're getting abducted, you're not getting brought into a ship. You're just getting drag and drop.
Oh no, that's exactly what's happening.
So assuming we, are we in a simulation?
I
then
hope so.
one of the, the question is, what is a simulation, and why would you argue that it's a simulation? In fact, right? So we got these aliens. Look,
aliens.
They're not really aliens. We don't know what they are, but you can see. Let me see if I can play this. It's like weird lights flying over Miami. These weird vortices. What's the word?
Vortices.
Vortices.
Mm-hmm.
Good word.
This is not playing. Do we have maybe over here? Here we go. Weird lights. A video from Houston, Texas on Wednesday night appears to show a string of flickering lights in the sky, moving around each other before disappearing completely.
Aliens.
What could they be? Oh, we got a video of it. Whoa! You can't really see anything.
Can you make it bigger? Yes.
Whoa! We got some audio.
There.
No kidding.
It's in the sky, but
I don't see them moving.
That's the sky over there.
That's so weird, though.
Look at this. What is this?
They're just chilling.
They're not moving
I've
though.
never seen anything like it.
For me, it looks like stars.
It is so weird.
I don't see movement.
No, those aren't
and
stars.
I wish
man.
I could see it in person because it looks quite different than on video.
That's the other thing too. Hear what you just said?
Yeah, it looks different on video. I wish you could see it in person.
Yep. There's been a bunch of things I've seen in the sky that I've like, whoa, I got to film that.
Like
and I look
moon,
and I'm like, you can't get it.
Every time the moon is beautiful, it's like, oh, I want a picture of this. No.
Yeah, man.
Denied.
So, what do you think it is?
What do I? Are you asking me personally? What do I think it is?
Yeah. Like, what's your best? What was your? If you had to make a bet, if I was like, yo, we're gonna put some chips down on this.
I want it to be aliens. I would love, it's like you just said, like we are stagnating as a culture, our humanity. Like, what are we doing with our lives? It's like if aliens actually came around, we'd be like, whoa, we got to check ourselves.
But what if they have a really weird, creepy culture, and they want us to adhere to it?
That might unify us.
What if they colonize us? And they come
here
here
and
they're
they
like,
already are?
What if they're like, yeah?
I didn't always wear a beanie all the time.
Yeah.
Now I just wake up with a beanie on. It's weird.
In all seriousness, maybe humans are being, in a sense, domesticated.
Oh, interesting.
So, like we talked about this before, I talked about this on the Rogan podcast a couple months ago when I was saying like I had this idea for a cool story where aliens come to Earth and offer humanity all this really great technology and knowledge, and most humans accept it. And then a bunch of humans resist and say, no,
the alphas.
Humanity must be, to itself. We're responsible for ourselves. We reject your weird ways.
The alphas.
And then in hundreds of years, the human beings that sided with the aliens are now 5 feet tall, scrawny, but armored to the teeth with crazy technology that can fly. And they desperately love the aliens now because the ones that succeeded in the alien culture were the ones who loved the aliens the most and generated favor.
Okay.
And the humans that resist, who are 6 feet something, ripped.
Yeah, the alpha males.
They're wolves. And so the story quite literally is humans raid a farm, and then an alien comes running out, and then a bunch of humans with jetpacks come out, and they're short and squeaky, and they've got crazy armor and force fields, and they're going... Doof, doof, doof. And so quite literally the idea is when we have a dog go out to fight with wolves, they have spiked collars because the wolves go for the neck, and they can't. And that's a technological advancement wolves don't have because the other wolves were bred into dogs and teamed up with us. So it's like the aggression is bred out of the species.
Yep.
They're given advanced technologies, and then they can serve the alien species.
Interesting because the SJWs is like toxic masculinity, or we're like getting rid of the family, the
do as you're
classic
told.
Family, no more alpha males,
be obedient,
controlling everything. It's like that's how we've gotten as far as we've gotten.
They want you to be obedient.
Yep, exactly.
They want you to be non-aggressive.
Oh man.
They want you to be gender neutral.
Yep.
Well, I don't say they want you to be, but it's encouraged. It's like and protected. And not that I'm not saying I have an issue with that. I'm saying it's part of like, we gender neutralify our dogs.
You know what we got to do? We got to keep these aliens confused, and
We're gonna spin the UFO so they can't figure out what's going on.
Yes, let's keep them real dizzy.
Aliens. So long story short, aliens.
Fix it.
Let's say I love when I was talking to Joe about this, and I was like, "You really think the Galactic Federation is going to let us in when our planet's ruled by multiple
I'll
governing
never
bodies?"
forget
Right.
what he said.
He's like, "I don't think there's a Galactic Federation."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I know there's not."
Ah, you
That's the
ruined
joke.
it.
like that's what you're taking from this.
I don't think
Come
there's
on,
a
Joe.
Galactic Federation. But let's say there was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the joke. It's a half joke. Like the point is, if there really were aliens, they're not going to come and greet us
No.
unless we're like a farm and they're domesticating, in a sense, making us more docile and non-aggressive.
This is a real question. Serious. I'm very serious. Do you think Hillary's an alien?
No.
Okay.
Why would I think Hillary was an alien?
I don't know. I kind of do.
You think?
Well, no. With what you're saying is true. They're trying to domesticate us and like.
No. They're just in league with the aliens, man. Come on.
Yeah. The lizard people and the aliens are working together.
So this is the
Now we got it. Makes sense.
This is the joke I bring up, right? Because the one thing I really hate about conspiracy theorists is if you're going to jump through 50 hoops to come to a conclusion, why that conclusion?
Yeah, right.
It's like if you can just, I'll tell you what. If I got to think of all these different coincidences that add up to a story, I'll make the story way more fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And no, not lizard people. It's interdimensional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait, Alex Jones has that one covered. Just make it more fun. The wizards. It's actually Merlin and his school of wizards, frozen in time, have come back with ancient knowledge. And if I'm going to make something up, why wouldn't I make up something crazy? You know what I mean?
Now we have I saw this post where these parents are like, so we have our 6-year-old who our 6-year-old's entire life have said Harry Potter's real. They're actually a wizard, and we want, what can we do to like continue this on as long as we can? We think that when our kid finally figures it out, it'll be better because they'll understand hardship.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, I can't. This is what people are doing now, though.
I mean,
Poor
it's
child.
almost like Santa Claus, though.
So, but they're teaching. But the reason I bring that up is because what you were just saying. It's like they're not only are they jumping to these conclusions through all these hoops, they're teaching their children this.
Yep.
That this is fact. And it's like, you trust your parents. Your
course.
parents obviously they're your only connection to the world. So they're teaching kids that
Yeah, everybody.
Harry Potter's real.
Yeah.
And you're a wizard.
And you're actually a wizard.
You're a wizard.
Their kid actually believes that it's a wizard.
And then what happens when the world collapses and they're made fun of and they're insane for the rest of their lives?
Oof.
They become an angry, reeing person that has no purpose and feels like the entire world's against them.
So this is the point I was making about making up your own conspiracy. It's like, if you're going to claim that the globalists are trying to take over, just give them a good, fun reason. Galactic Federation. Boom. If you're going to make something up, I can make something up too, right?
Yeah, right.
And so, I think my theory makes more sense. Why is it that Hillary and Biden and these architects of a global one world government want it to happen? So that we can be inducted in the Galactic Federation, baby.
Yeah, duh.
We got all this sweet technology, immortality, travel the stars, but we can't get it because we're too busy fighting each other.
Right.
Now the reason that makes no sense is because they want to go to war with Russia and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, like Hillary. Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's not trying to
that's why I don't
investigate
believe in
us.
any of these. Whatever. I think when it comes to these mysterious lights flashing and flying around, military tech, man.
You think that's what it
it's
is?
just the easiest explanation.
It does make the most sense. You're right.
It's we developed what was like 100 years ago. We made the nuke.
Mhm.
Was it 80 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So come on, man. What have we been working on since then?
Who knows?
Just regular commercial grade military tech.
Sure. Yeah.
No
probably.
way.
There's probably undercover stuff.
DARPA.
You ever see Star Trek? Which one? Not Into Darkness.
Oh yeah, I love those
Yes.
movies.
So the Federation guy is secretly developing a massive war machine, and they
Yep.
don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knew. Not even the people in Starfleet. Why wouldn't the U.S. government be doing something similar?
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of these private military contractors making crazy weapons, and I'm sure there's some companies you don't know about, you never heard of, you never will hear of, getting funding and doing crazy things.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people respond with, "You think the government could actually, make this thing work?" And
I
I'm
think
like,
the military could.
"No, I don't. I
Really?
absolutely don't.
You don't think the military
I
could?
do not. I think a private company kept off the books, given unlimited funding, can do
Oh.
crazy things if they have no restrictions.
I
Yeah.
stand corrected.
Yeah, weird experiments, disregarding any safety regulations, laws, because they want the power.
And I mean, they were doing MK Ultra in what, the 70s,
Yeah, like
in the
mind
60s and 70s,
Yeah.
Brainwashing
mind manipulation. It's like that was in the 70s. That was 50 years
Just
ago.
imagine.
What are they doing now?
Have they perfected
Ugh.
mind
40
control,
years, 50 years? Yeah, the 60s.
manipulation?
Who probably.
Maybe.
Look at how people are being manipulated into everything we're seeing now. Like, is COVID real? Half the people are like, I don't even believe it's real anymore. It's just conspiracy now.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that Trump is one of the top elites of the global architects,
Right.
and that we've got people now begging for law and order. This is what I've been saying. Like, because of all the chaos,
Mm-hmm.
you've got 10 years ago, 15 years ago, a lot of people were like, no police state, no government takeover, small government.
Right.
Now a lot of these people are saying, like, Trump, stop the violence, bring in the military. Like, now you've got people who normally would never do this begging for order, and they're cheering for Trump to do it. So we'll see if Trump wins.
I see a much larger, or louder, I should say, call for individual accountability. And it's like we're seeing it. Guns are flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Leftists are buying guns. Everyone's like, well, the 2A argument's over. And it's like,
Yep.
well, good. And,
Bad.
well, why is it bad?
Because we're in a
Untrained.
position where we need the 2A, and now we have a bunch of people who aren't trained, like waving their guns around at their spouses on their front porches with their bare feet.
Yeah, it's
that
true.
kind of troubled me a little bit.
Yep, bunch of untrained people
Okay,
who
I
don't
see.
know. It's crazy because I would never claim that I'm an expert in any way in any guns, and I know not to point a weapon at your wife.
That's a good
You know what I
point.
mean?
Yeah.
You really
It's
don't
crazy,
like
man.
her.
Yeah, I guess. Well, how about
Trump made him do it?
Yeah, it's probably
yeah, it's
true.
always Trump's
Yeah.
fault. How about we hit up some super chats?
Let's do it.
Before we do,
Oh.
I'm just going to say,
Oh, cool.
after Super Chats,
Oh my goodness.
we're gonna announce
do we have here?
some winners.
The
We're gonna
art
give some.
contest.
We had an art competition for the past couple
That's right.
weeks. We were gonna do it on Friday. We're just gonna, but because of Tim's throat.
Boom.
Now we're gonna do it tonight. So after Super Chat, stay tuned. You might have won a board if you submitted some art to us. We've got some honorable mentions. We'll show.
This art is amazing.
The art.
It's
There's
crazy.
some quality art.
I
We
almost-
have some quality artists out there. Talking to you, whoever
That's
you
right.
are that
you
did
know
art.
Who you are.
It feels unfair how good this art is. This is like
Yeah, dude.
pro museum grade. Like, wow.
There's some quality stuff. Yeah.
We gotta make a poster of some of this stuff, man.
I'm super impressed.
Well, let's do this. Let's jump over to some super chats.
Yep.
And we'll see what y'all are on about.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll first start. We'll jump with the very early on super chats from when the show started.
What up, y'all?
Let's see. Christo says the Statue of Liberty is the final boss. That's right. The deplorable pirate Captain Gunbeard. What do you do when there is an evil you cannot defeat by just means? Do you stain your hands with evil to destroy evil? Or do you remain steadfastly just and righteous even if it means surrendering to evil? I honestly don't know.
It's
do you think?
it's the question we've been asking every day, basically every episode. It's like, what is the answer? What do we do? It's like
Cheaters win.
We're not politicians. We're just two guys doing a podcast,
Yeah.
and
Cheaters win.
it's like I don't have the
We're
answer.
sitting back watching the far left cheat, break all the rules.
Cheat to win.
We're in a pandemic. They protest.
Yep.
The politicians support them. They're cheating.
Yep.
And it's like, as soon as anyone on the right steps out of line, they all start screaming, "You're cheating."
Yep.
What do you do? I don't know, man.
Maybe we need to start cheating.
No,
I don't know.
because then you just
Then
create.
You stoop to their level.
No, you create the world they're demanding.
Right.
So when these conservatives were saying cancel Yale because Elihu, or however you pronounce the name, Yale was a slave trader, I'm like, but they want that to happen.
Yeah.
They want Yale to get canceled. You're helping them.
well,
It's-
Biden's family was slave owners. Crickets.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're
Crickets.
cheating
Yeah, no,
because
they're
they're cheating.
It's like, what?
Yep.
How does that make any sense?
Cheating.
And how are they? And this whole thing is now shifting into vote for Biden because he'll
Sleep in the basement?
Whatever they say after
Sleep
that.
in the
And it's
basement.
like, how are you turning this Black Lives Matter into vote for Biden
Vote for
The
the
Chaz
white
thing.
guy.
when
Yeah.
he's seriously connected to slave owners himself?
Yeah.
He's his namesake. Like, he's named after somebody. It's like, wow. And the statue is offensive. Come on. I'm sick of
I
that.
don't know.
All right, we got Two Rivers Lad says, "Yo, you should check out the No Agenda podcast. It's my anti-media counterpart to you. They monetize without ads during the interlude of their first and second segments. This may be a model that you could use when you get nuked from orbit for wrongthink. Well, hopefully not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Ryan Jacob says, Boogaloo Boys is what patriotic Americans call themselves who are willing to stand up to whatever threat may arise to our union, like the droves of police officers recently joining militias. Whoa, is that true? I didn't know
I
that.
gotta look that up.
I've seen a lot of activity. I know a few of people I follow that have joined some militias, and they are
Cops, though, or?
Some are cops, some are
Wow.
ex-cops, and they're ready. Well, that's all I'm going to say.
But how do they ready for what? The Boogaloo?
What I was saying over the past few months is like when these protesters, when these people that are not necessarily the protesters,
Wait, hold on.
the rioters.
Hold on. I gotta stop you.
Oh, go on.
You were right.
I can quit. I'm done.
That's it. He's done.
This is it. I'm at the highest point I'll ever be.
He's gonna quit while he's up. Good
You
plan.
said last week that these people are going to get a rude awakening when they show up to the neighborhoods and the houses.
Guess
Yep.
what
And
just
then
happened?
we saw this middle-aged dude and his wife come out with guns.
Came
Yep.
out swinging, man.
And they're going like, oh.
And who attacked their house? Nobody.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's
Crazy.
not even who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual militias that are armed and know what to do with their guns.
Yep.
They're not going to be holding the trigger and being like, "Don't come near me. Don't come near me. Hey, husband, am I doing a good job? Don't come near me."
Have you seen This Is the End?
No. Oh wait,
When
I
Jonah Hill has the gun, he's going like this.
yeah.
Dude, that movie's amazing.
It
He's
is
like,
good.
Watch
bang,
that again.
bang,
Right.
bang. It's so good. And they're like, whoa. And then it turns out like they're
Yeah.
blanks, I guess. Or
No,
not
but
really.
yep, the militias are forming though. They're out there, man. They are ready to protect America.
Yeah, but so are the left-wing ones.
No, I don't think so. They're not as formed.
That's
We're
true.
seeing it. They have no leader. They're agendaless. You know, all the people that are
And genderless.
good one.
Oh yeah, both.
No, but the militias that I'm talking about, they have one goal: protect America, and they all feel that way. They're like, "This is our country. We're gonna protect this. We're gonna protect you. We're gonna protect you. And if anyone comes at us, we're gonna protect."
And so what does this mean?
Our group.
What does this mean come November when both sides declare victory?
We'll see.
I'd be willing to bet they're going to be like Trump.
Probably.
And no one's going to be for Biden.
No. Or Hillary, rather.
But then what happens to the 65 million people who are screaming Biden?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know though. I'm not.
This is the scary question about Boogaloo or Civil War or whatever is what happens if Trump only gets 30 million votes?
I don't see that happening.
These people, it's not about whether it the probability of it. What happens if it does?
Okay.
So you have these people who believe truly that the Democrats are subverting the country, selling out to China, and eroding the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
If they're in the extreme minority, what are they going to do? Because I know what the cops are going to do. The cops are going to be like, "I'll violate the Constitution. Just tell me to do it." Boop, boop, boop.
Not all the cops.
A lot of them, big cities. They'll do it in 2 seconds.
Sure. The ones that the mainstream media that we're seeing, they exist. But there's plenty of cops that are probably like, "This is crazy."
Yep. Small town cops seem to be, level-headed, normal.
Yeah.
These big city cops are like, just tell me to violate the Constitution and I will go ahead and do it. No questions asked. Just make sure I don't police my own neighborhood. Send me to someone else's. That's New York. That's even out here in these metro areas, man.
Yeah. Let's go back. I'm done.
Going back.
I'm done with this.
Ron Deal says, so when is Nike going to bring out the Nike Taz? What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nike's going down though. They've lost like $800 million because of their new advertisements.
Yikes.
It's crazy.
They lost
Oh, you know what
a
you should
lot.
do? You should follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast. You can also follow at Adam Krigler on
Yep.
Instagram and Twitter.
Yep, and I always have a pinned tweet on the top of my tweet page. You can send me stories, tell me what you want us to talk about, and I peruse them with these two lovely people before the show every day and just shout them out like, "Hey, what about this? What about this?" So,
And you can
always
also
helps.
follow at Sour Patch Lids on
There you
Twitter.
go. That's me.
Well, let's read some more Super Chats. Eve Welcome says, Tim, I live in a state with mail-in voting. Since Bush's second term, my ballot doesn't get counted, and I get a notice saying my signature doesn't match. I hate mail-in voting. It's the worst.
Agreed.
Yeah, we actually have on this table. You can't see it because I don't want to dox anybody. We
Right.
have an official mail-in ballot. It says
Yep.
for somebody who doesn't live here.
Clearly labeled.
I can
Yep.
see it right
Mail-in
now.
ballot. I'm
It's
looking at it.
I can vouch for it. It's actually there.
It's actually
Someone
right
who
there.
doesn't live here and didn't request it, and I have no idea why it arrived and why none of us got. We didn't get any. Did you get one?
I didn't get one.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
I
Did
didn't
you
get
get
one.
one?
Nope.
That's so weird.
Nope.
The one person who wouldn't be able to
Crazy.
complain if it didn't show up,
Yep.
and the rest of ours didn't show up.
I wonder.
This is so
Crazy.
dumb, man.
Who wants
Mail-in voting.
who wants the mail-in voting again?
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Nama says, as a bi white male, I feel equally oppressed and privileged now. Been hyped for this all weekend. Tim, thanks for making me pro 2A. The world has gone mad. Did I do that?
Just take it, Tim.
Just take
Check
the
us out.
W.
Stefan Molyneux got banned.
He did.
YouTube banned Stefan Molyneux today. 950,000 subs, all gone with a snap of their fingers.
Yeah, man.
Get on other platforms, everyone. My understanding is that's because he was a proponent of, I could be wrong about this, but racial IQ differences.
What? Really?
The idea that some races are inherently smarter or stupider.
That's ridiculous.
So there's a lot of researchers who talk about this.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'm not because I don't know much about Stefan Molyneux at all. But I was reading an article that said him and a bunch of other people were banned because of statements made about racial superiority, one group over another, something like that.
Well, I don't know anything about that,
Me neither.
but I don't
it could
agree.
it could be nonsense. But isn't Stefan doesn't he talk about race and IQ and stuff like
He
that?
does talk about that stuff a lot. He talks about psychology and biology and stuff.
Well, there you go. YouTube will nuke you at any moment,
Mm-hmm.
and retroactively too, because Reddit's banning people for rule violations from months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
That's great.
Reddit.
Yep. Andrew says child abductions in India is 98K per year, and the U.S. is near 500K per year, in a population differential of about 1 billion people for India. Why is no one talking about this? Nobody knows, I guess.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. When I was driving here, every place I would go in for food or wherever had a board of just missing people, and it was just like all young kids. I was like, this is messed up.
Aliens.
Crazy.
No, I don't think it's aliens. I think
Not
it's messed up
aliens.
people.
Messed up people. I'm kidding. I know it's not aliens. Panda Stud says, keep doing your thing, my man. Appreciate it. Keegan Simmons says, I took your advice, Tim. Someone called my boss and tattled that I wasn't wearing a mask. And when he asked me to go buy one, I told him to shove it. He respected my rights and beliefs and put me on paid leave until our mask mandate in AZ is over.
Oh,
Wow, that's
That's
cool.
amazing.
Worked out great.
Snaps.
No, but I mean,
Yes.
I would wear a mask. I don't know what the big deal
Yeah,
is. I don't
but
know why this
he's-
is an issue.
That's what he believes. He's
That's true.
sticking up
I know.
for it,
I know.
And it
I'm
paid
not-
off for him.
For sure. Yeah. Don't let people bully you and tell you what you
Yeah,
have to do.
seriously.
Somebody called your boss and tattled.
Oh,
That's
man, I'd
crazy,
be
man.
mad.
My
I'd be
mom,
like,
my mom
nope.
lives and works in AZ, and she doesn't have to wear a mask at work. I don't think she has to wear the mask, but they take everyone's like the forehead temperature gauge every day.
That's fine.
So everyone checks their
Dude, now
temperature
they're
to
saying
make sure that
now they're saying COVID causes diabetes.
it causes it.
Causes diabetes. Yep.
Yeah.
Not kidding. Yep.
It's like
What was the recent one they said? Something crazy?
I don't remember what it was.
It's just like every day.
It's a whole
it's-
list of things.
I'm pretty sure like overconsumption of sugar is
yeah.
a higher
I would blame the
chance of
obesity
getting
for the
No, they said
diabetes.
COVID
Diabetes.
does something that activates, like for people who are susceptible, it triggers diabetes to act like, your pancreas starts.
So that's
degrading.
what I mean. That's pretty much what's been going around. If you're not healthy, it triggers more unhealthiness.
Simulation, dude. We're in a simulation. It's
That's all there is
plaguing.
to
Hey,
it.
hey.
Somebody just added diabetes
Get healthy.
to the virus.
Be healthy.
They were like,
I want
I'm
you
gonna-
all to be healthy. Is that wrong to
Seriously.
wish upon people?
No.
I
It
want
is.
you to be healthy.
It is.
Is it?
Your body shaming people.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Whoa,
that's
whoa!
true.
I didn't say anything about someone's body. I just want people to be healthy.
You can be
Tim.
healthy at any size.
That's right. Did you know that, Adam?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying people should be morbidly
No,
obese?
no. You're putting those words out there, not me.
Hey, I'm
All
just- I'm
I
just
want,
playing by
I
the
just
main-
want people to be healthy.
I'm playing by the
Same.
mainstream.
I don't
media
care
rules,
what
baby.
size you are.
That's it, man.
I want you to be healthy.
There's a subreddit called
Tim,
Healthy.
for the record, I want you to be healthy.
There's a subreddit called Healthy at Every Size. And it's basically just dedicated to people who are morbidly obese talking about how they're actually healthy and their doctors are wrong.
All right, you know what? We should check our resident nurse. Hey, Lydia,
What's that?
you're the resident nurse. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it healthy to be morbidly obese?
It is not. In fact, it goes on your list of morbidities when you go into the hospital.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
whatever.
Is that why it's called morbidly obese?
Yeah, because you go and die.
Right,
Are
morbidly.
you
Yes.
saying that you're a bigot and
Yes.
that you don't believe in body
I'm a
positivity.
Smollett.
How dare you?
Smollett.
Not like Smollett. Like
Oh,
Smollett,
that's
the
interesting. A
opposite of
bigot and a Smollett.
Yeah. There you go.
A Smollett is someone.
I've never heard that before.
I just made that up.
Oh, good. All right.
So wait a minute. Interesting. Whoa. I think you just discovered something
Light
important.
bulb. Light
What?
bulb. The beanie is actually
Tim has
glowing.
a light bulb.
A bigot
Yes.
is someone who would throw a noose around your neck yelling MAGA country, and a Smollett is a person who would pretend that someone threw a
neck
note.
around. Oh my
So the Smollett is the
Ah.
victim who's
the
lying.
bigot.
It's
and
so
the
close
bigot
to
is the person who
Smollett,
does
too.
it.
It's
I
just like
love
yeah.
it.
A Smollett and a bigot.
so good.
I like it.
That's the point.
Oh,
like
that's
it.
pretty. That's gold right there.
I'll take it.
We made some gold.
Take
But
this
today.
like
one.
whenever someone now hoaxes a hate crime, people call him Smollett.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
It's become a
Smollett.
verb.
I
and
know.
a bigot.
You're
I mean,
doing
it's
Smollett.
it's obnoxious what he did. So
Yeah.
oh,
All right, let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. We got some super chats. We got too many super chats.
never.
We got too
There's
many.
no such
Never
thing.
too
Don't
many.
listen to Tim.
We
You know he's not
appreciate
always right.
Every single one of them.
I'm here to call him out on it if I can.
Mr. Scratch says, Tim, you asked why no one writes good movies anymore. It's because movies are written by people who constantly have to pass scripts back to an approved focus panel. It's then stripped of everything unique and thought-provoking for broad market appeal. Well, there you go.
you
That
have
makes
too many people.
sense. That does make sense. Release the Snyder Cut.
Maximum Weeb says, watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire on Hulu. Last movie I saw in theaters before lockdown. So beautiful. I was glad I saw it before I thought millions were going to die. You won't be disappointed. So gorgeous. We will. I will check that out.
All right.
Let's
I
see.
heard Trump saying that. So
Caleb-
gorgeous.
Everybody agrees.
Everybody.
Everybody.
I can't do Trump.
Caleb says, it's true. The U.S. Navy is the second largest air force based on number of aircraft. The Army has more boats than the Navy because of small boats and transport boats. That's hilarious. little
Navy's just
factoids.
coming up short.
Yeah, man. No, they got the second biggest air force. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
guess.
second biggest.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Your air force isn't that big and you don't got as many boats. Giorgio says, check out the Barry Williams Show music video by Peter Gabriel. It satires trashy TV, and the audience gets covered in blood. A lyric is, they call the studio the hospital making money from the sick. Zariel says, most people never realize accept their own faults. Instead, they create new realities. This happened with the Democrats in 2016. They weren't wrong. Instead, 50% of the country was white supremacists. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's always
man.
something.
They're just like, it's the Skinner meme,
What can we use?
the Principal Skinner meme,
Which one?
where he's like,
Am I
am
wrong?
I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Right.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's a
else
good
is
point.
wrong, not
Yep.
me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, it just jumped on me. You gotta love when the super chats do that.
Gotta love it.
Arkansas Self-Defense Krav Maga in Central Arkansas posted a little pair riding a rocket ship. Thank you for the super chat.
Nice.
Mr. G says, what if the aliens bring a new virus that we have no defense against?
Huh.
Well,
that would probably be what they would lead with. So
Interesting.
sure,
To
but
they're
weaken us
probably
up?
not here.
I've seen War of the Worlds, man. It's the other way around.
No, okay.
Our diseases kill them.
Yeah.
That's how
Oh.
it's done.
Oh,
Ha
we're
ha, aliens.
colonizing.
Just lick them.
Let's see. 43J8321 says, I hope you are getting some range practice. It's important. Aim small, miss small. That's from The Patriot, right? Aim small, miss small. What does that mean? Aim small, miss small.
Go big or go home.
Aim
I don't know.
at a small target.
It's like aim for the smallest point so that your miss will be within that range or something.
Sure.
Oh yeah, if you aim for a really small area, then you're gonna miss in a really small range, right?
All the
Kinda
ranges
makes
are
sense to
closed.
me. Yeah, we have to wait.
Yeah, they're a lot of them are private, and so they're like clubs.
And Jersey's locking up again.
Yep.
Dude, this state is horrible.
Yeah,
This state is
I'm looking
awful.
forward
We're
to
leaving.
bouncing.
We are
Yes.
getting out of this state.
It's official.
Time to jet.
Can we were saying it? We're talking about it. I
We're
mean,
not- we're not
everyone knows we're leaving.
Right, yeah.
Jersey.
I announced it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like
we're gonna
more than a
go
month ago.
somewhere
Yeah.
else.
We are leaving the state.
We are
Oh, that was a
leaving
while
New
ago.
Jersey.
Yes.
Yes.
But no one will know where.
I don't tell people that I live in Jersey. I say I live outside Philadelphia.
I live
Right.
out east.
I'm in the
I mean-
Philly suburbs.
That's right.
We are. It's Philly suburbs. But partly it's because if you said like South Jersey, people are going to be like, what's that? Where's that?
What is South
If
Jersey?
you say we're like
Shore.
basically in Philadelphia,
Yeah, yeah.
they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, because we're basically in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia. All right, let's see what we got in the Super Chats. Jim McCarty says, Molyneux talks about the science of race and IQ. He focuses on what to do about it, not so much belittling others. He often points to East Asians, not whites, having a higher average IQ, whether one likes the results or not. That is a very controversial subject. I usually just defer to Sam Harris and basically point out I don't know anything about it. It's not an area of my research, but I'll tell you this, you will get banned if you do talk about it.
It turns out.
Yeah. Let's see.
Here, Missing Link Media says, my 70-year-old never missed a day at the grocery store. My daughter cleans motel rooms at a high-end golf resort, and I run a detail shop. We've been climbing all over each other for over a month. So far, so good.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Stay healthy.
All right. Yeah, I hope the 7-year-old, well, they didn't say what the 7-year-old is. Maybe it's mother, father, something.
Amanda says, you guys should check out the Me Too movement stuff that's taking over the gaming industry after OPG, Method, and Angry Joe. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
JJ says, during World War II, the U.S. government asked Hollywood to depict the military as integrated because they feared racial tensions could be used against us. The money funding these movements is foreign treason. Interesting. Tyler says,
What I was saying.
when you search someone's channel on YouTube, the search results don't show the channel anymore, only videos. Do you think there are ulterior motives? Have you noticed this? I have not noticed that, but I do know that you cannot Google search my 2 main channels. They will not come up.
But you can check us out on Google, but
You can
don't
search for
even
this
use
channel.
Google anymore.
Yeah.
Duck. All right, let's see here. Maximum Weeb says, so thrilling watching you read chat Portrait of a Lady. Quit my job a few weeks ago, fulfill my dream of being a YouTuber like you. Used to be Raj M, and I'm now Maximum Weeb. Going to watch Hillsdale College lecture on Constitution and Declaration of Independence.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
Nice.
Appreciate the super chat.
Right on. Nice.
LB John says, come on down to VA, Tim. I got you. Ranges are open. We're not going to Virginia because Virginia scares me.
Yeah. Ralph
It's
Northam
just too much.
scares me.
Yeah, seriously. I don't want to move. Like, dude, it's bad enough we have Governor Murphy.
Yeah.
Who's saying all like, we got to lock everything down and you can't run your gym. We'll arrest you, but protest, please. And I'll go protest with you.
I'll go with you.
Like other governors. And I think he was actually, I'm not sure if he was implicated in the nursing home scandal.
I don't think he was.
Can you Google it?
Yeah, I can
It's
check.
like 90%
Yeah, I can
Cuomo.
check. I think it's
No,
mostly Cuomo.
there was like 5 governors, and I think Murphy may have been one of them.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
That's why I'm not sure. That's why, I need
It's
to-
like something like almost 50%, like 45% of all COVID deaths in America happened in nursing homes.
And Cuomo was putting sick people in the nursing homes.
Yep. And killing old people,
Yep.
basically.
That's
Wow,
awful.
man.
Spiking the numbers.
These people
making
are-
it worse than it is.
Yep.
Conspiracy.
These people are creepy and
This is
evil, man.
horrible.
This
I
is
agree.
horrifying.
So
Creepy
evil.
and evil, yo.
Will he get in trouble for this?
I hope so.
I doubt it.
He'll
Of
probably
course
win the
not. This never
presidency.
happens. Yeah, he's gonna
they
run for
did send
president.
one to Murphy. They sent letters to him.
Did
from
Murphy actually do it?
Congressman. Well, he was one of the ones that they're calling out, so I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to a state where you got a creepy weirdo governor, and Ralph Northam is one of the most.
creepiest.
What's the word for feckless? I guess is good.
Yeah, that's a good word.
And ineffectual, callow. Callow, is that the word I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure. Let me check that one.
Yeah. So these states, I'm sorry, man, and Virginia has had too much controversy. Now there are some states like New Hampshire. That's a good state. I hear good things.
Mm-hmm.
What's their state motto? Live free or
Live
die.
free or die.
Wow.
That's their
That's right.
their motto.
Live free or die.
I
Yep.
like it.
Wow.
I love it.
That makes
That's
me want to
Tim's
smash
states.
the like button.
I love how definitive it is. 'Cause it's like, you know the meme where it's the old guy shrugging and he says, "Guess I'll die."
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that's
Pretty
New
much.
Hampshire is like you're either
It's
here or you just
binary.
doop. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're
There are
just
two
dead.
options.
That is awesome though. I want to be free, and yeah, I'd rather be free than
It's a big empty
That's
place
right.
though.
yeah.
Big empty place.
Uh,
Yeah, Maine sounds pretty good. There's actually a town at the northernmost
cold.
point of Maine where they speak French.
Oh, that's not really surprising.
Yeah, because it's like right across is French Canada.
It's like back in the fur trapping days of America. It's like French were all over the place over here, you know.
There's actually some
Mostly in the northern areas.
there's some really cool parts of the U.S. that are only accessible through Canada.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, so
Parts
there's
of Alaska.
interesting.
yeah there's I don't know if it is. I think it's in the Pacific Northwest. It's like if you go up to Vancouver and then go down, there's a
Ooh.
little peninsula.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like you got to drive through Canada to get there, or take a ferry or something. And then there's other accidental things due to mapping problems.
Okay.
I think in like Minnesota, there's like a little peninsula that's controlled by the U.S. and
Port Roberts.
you can only get to it by going through Canada or taking a ferry.
Okay.
These are cool places, hard to get to.
Very cool.
You are guarded by Canada all around you.
Ooh.
And the border, this is crazy. You just drive, stop, go to a little booth where there's no humans, pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm coming into Canada," and they go, "Okay," and then you hang up and you drive in.
That's exactly
For real.
what they say.
No, but that's it.
Just like that. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you come
That's
back to
funny.
America, it's the the guy's like, "All right, welcome
Yeah.
back to America."
Point Roberts. That's what it's called.
Which one?
That's
The
Which
funny.
is
one
it?
that you have to drive through Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So should we jump to the art? I guess.
Before we do, I want to spin the UFO specifically for Captain UFO.
Yes.
I saw that and this is for you.
Awesome.
So on that note, we're gonna go to the art contest.
Oh, I'm excited.
Because somebody's gonna win a board. I think 2 boards, right? Or 3.
2 or 3?
3 boards.
3 boards. What?
Yep, I packed all the boards that are sending out for the meme contest.
And then the mailing
They're
contest.
prepped to go. The mailing contest we're gonna do next Friday.
But I don't think we're gonna announce. We'll just send it to him, right?
Yeah, sure, why not? No, let's just
announce it?
No, let's announce it. Come on.
That'd be more fun.
Should
We could
we-
draw it on air? On our live stream?
We should do
That would be fun.
Draw a raffle.
Lydia wins.
Okay.
There we go.
We'll
Okay.
have
Next-
all the names.
All right, hold on.
I'll get it all together.
If you would like to join the mailer contest to get one of these Hrumph boards,
Ooh, there we go.
go to timcast.com/donate. At the bottom of the page is a P.O. box. Send it to TimcastIRL and include in whatever you send that you would like the board. And you will be in a big bucket. We'll reach into, shuffle around, and I guess we're going to just grab one at random.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Give us your
And then
address.
you will win the board.
That is correct.
Make sure your address is on the letter or whatever you sent, because not just the return. Like, you need to actually write, like, I want the board. Here's my address. Send it to me, please.
Yes, exactly.
And then somebody's gonna get it.
So
It's
first, we're gonna do some honorable mentions. There's some killer art that didn't win, but they were good.
This one's weird.
I
This
know,
is
but
weird
they
I love this.
I don't
stuff.
care.
It's so cool.
All right, everyone, look at
Okay,
this.
okay,
Look at this.
There we go. Oh yeah.
This is someone physically made this. This is like an actual doll of a
incredible.
soy Jesus
I love
giving birth to baby soy Tim.
What was this person
I
on?
mean, bravo.
I love it.
It's
hold on.
fantastic.
For those that are listening, I want to describe this.
We have
Please
to
describe
this
it.
in
There
detail.
is a soy Jesus
Yes.
who is literally a plant, and his legs are fused and are literally a plant with
It's
pea
like a
pods.
mermaid. Yeah.
There is a
Soy
sun.
pods.
There is a sun behind his head, and he is holding a little pea pod that has a little doll version of me in it. This is incredible.
Dude, it's so good.
I wish we could give out more boards.
Me too, man.
Because this
you know what,
amazing.
I really have been enjoying the giving back to the people who follow us. Like, we should
Why
do
don't-
another run of boards.
why don't we do this?
every time we'll do a different graphic, so people can
Sure.
try to win the same.
Why
whatever.
don't we send something to the honorable mentions just because this is great stuff.
We can see what we come up with.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I didn't say that. I just
See what we can do.
we can do it if you want. It's up to you, man.
It's like, this is so good.
It's good.
It's a
so
shame
much.
we're not picking it to win. You know what I mean? It's like really.
It
It's
is
like
really-
well done.
That's
I never
quality,
would've
right?
come up with
I know
that.
that's quality right there.
It's a little unsettling.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
But I love it.
You think that's unsettling? Listen to what they wrote with it. I thought I had an idea of what to make, but I got distracted by one of my quails scalping another quail, and I ended up with this. I don't know what that
I
means.
think the backstory
Like-
is better than the picture.
Wow.
What?
It's amazing. So
That's awesome.
so this is from John Kim who submitted this. So thank you for that. It's incredible.
All right, the next
I
next
love
art.
it.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go to the next one.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
here's the next one.
Oh, I love
Incredible.
this one.
This one's really good.
Can we zoom in on it? I don't know if we
I don't
can.
think we can't.
No, we can't.
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, it's really good. I love the tofu block in the background.
Yes,
with
the
a beanie on
It has a big beanie on
the
it.
American flag.
Really well done. It's
It
You might
is.
not be able to see it. There's a little White Run sign behind Lydia.
Yes,
White
I
Run.
seen there. Yeah.
I've got 2 cats in my hand.
Yes.
it's Buku and Betsy.
This is great.
Yes.
There's a little milk toast on the side with a beanie.
I love it.
Wow.
This is really quality work.
This is
right here.
really. This is why I'm bummed. Like,
This
man, we need to
this
get
is
that.
another one of those ones where you're like, man, like how do we not?
Wait till you guys see the winner. Like,
Yeah,
my
this-
mind
Oh
was
man,
blown
I
by
love
this.
this one.
It's good.
Crazy.
I know.
Should-
Yeah.
should we go to that?
Hold on. This is WBM Illustrator.
At Broken Render.
Broken Render. Killer job. Killer job.
That is amazing.
All right, here's the next one.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this
I love
this
that
one,
one.
I just love it. I love it.
It's
The little
so cute.
little TimcastIRL
The
mascot.
alien wearing a beanie riding the UFO.
That's right.
I mean, what I said. This is what I asked for. I want art that represents us. TimcastIRL.
Yeah.
This is it. This
That's
is
it.
the
It,
one.
it combined the UFO and everything. This
right.
is a good one.
Yeah. It has my optimism, your beanie.
Your optimism.
That's right.
It's from at Sketchworks, Sketch WRKS.
Yeah.
It's actually really well done. It's cool.
I
Yeah,
like
like-
the little
it'd be-
clouds behind it.
This
Yeah.
guy would be a cool little mascot for like a skateboard or something too.
Yeah, man.
We can think about that too.
So the next one we have is another honorable mention.
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
Oh man,
Yes, I like this one.
It's basically Left 4 Dead cast IRL.
Left 4 Dead.
Only I missed the memo.
What is this? So
well,
for those that
I'm Soy Barry and Jesus.
Okay.
That's what they've been calling me
I know.
now.
I
That's,
so
yeah.
Barian.
So now that I'm evolving, if you
Okay.
will.
So for those that are listening, I look like I don't know. I'm 50. And
journalist.
I've got, I think it looks like some kind of night vision scope or whatever. I'm holding a rifle with proper trigger discipline.
You become truly jaded.
And I'm on a
in
roof.
This one.
I'm on a roof.
He
Oh,
is,
you're
of course,
clearly on a roof.
Clearly on a
Yep.
roof.
Yes.
100%. Yep.
Absolutely.
Now hold on. Now Lydia is holding a sidearm of some sort, I believe, also with proper trigger discipline, and she has a medic
Proper.
pack
Yeah, of
and
course.
some boots.
I'm carrying
She
things.
is tending to somebody as a bike lock on the ground.
Oh,
Presumably.
somebody got beat
Oh,
up.
I
with a
thought
bike
I was under the impression she rocked them with that thing. Like
No,
No, no.
I'm
Knocked
fixing
him
it.
out.
No, Antifa bike locks.
I
solves the
didn't actually
problems.
notice her medic
She's
pouch.
helping
There you
people.
go.
Okay.
And
all
now
right.
for the best one, why don't you take this one?
All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this one over real quick because this is
No, wait, no. Describe.
Describe. Oh yeah,
Describe
for
you.
those. Oh, these are for the people who aren't actually
yeah,
watching.
yeah.
So
People
this
who are
this is in the center is me, very
Ripped.
jacked. Actually, this is what I look like underneath this shirt.
It's true.
This
That's
is
exactly what
yeah.
you're
I'm
like.
yeah. That's me totally.
How'd you
And
know?
I'm carrying 2 throwing hatchets. It looks like.
Yep.
They're very sharp, and my hair is majestically blowing in the wind.
Beautiful.
You're wearing
And,
a loincloth.
And yes,
You're barefoot.
I'm wearing a loincloth. I'm prepared for anything.
or nothing.
2 X's.
Come at me.
Ugh.
All right. Now, don't forget that.
Okay.
But now you want to take over for the next.
All right. Yeah. All right. So these are 3 that we chose. Well, I always said, you know, you get to pick a winner, and then I looked at which one got the most likes, and we discussed it, and it felt a little unfair. That
Yeah, Adam is
So-
nepotism.
So my mom watches the show. Hi, Mom. How you doing?
Mom.
Love you. And so she gave me some art, and she sent it to me, and I was like, oh, I gotta put this up because it's really good. Because we were talking about how are we gonna win? We got to get the old grandmas to go stand in front of the statues.
With cookies.
And so she did this. She sent me this picture, and it got the most likes. And
I
I was
love
like,
it, though.
I was like, wow.
That's
I mean, it's
fantastic.
incredible. Like, you know, the little mixed media. She actually went to school for art. She's an incredible artist, and she did
Anti-Antifa
this.
grandmas. The ADL says anti-Antifa is hate.
Oh, really?
Oh my.
So
yeah.
so Adam, he comes to me, he comes to me and he says, hey, look, my ma, she does good art, huh?
yeah,
She
just
wins.
Like this.
I'm gonna
She
give it a
wins.
board.
I'm gonna give it to her. She's
And
the
I was
winner.
I was like, whoa. I was like, yo,
Hey,
that's nepotism, bro.
I didn't tell them all to like it the most. They all liked
you-
it the most.
But that's because you tweeted that from your
I
account.
know. That's why we are choosing another one that is the second most liked, which
Because
would have
you-
been my
you-
personal
you
favorite.
posted the photo though.
I did
see?
post it.
Yeah,
see?
that's the weakness.
Adam trying to sneak in there.
Hey,
hook up the family.
I have a feeling people don't.
Family.
They don't mind. A lot of people were like, "Wow, give Soy Mom the." You know, funny enough,
Yeah.
she is vegan, so that's
So balanced.
so she is truly soy mom.
I love it.
Soy Mary.
Soy Mary. all right. So
Anyway,
who got?
Mom, I'm sending you this board because you earned it, I think.
There we go.
So
And a lot of people agree.
That's true.
So it's not just because
Everyone
I
agrees.
think it
Alright.
may because I posted it.
So
Yeah.
who got the most likes?
That would be this incredible.
Oh,
Let me see if
8-bit.
is it not running?
I love my 8-bit.
Click it.
Look at
I'm clicking it. It's not. I'm clicking it. Damn, it's not
Let me
working.
try. I'll refresh it
Yeah, refresh the page. There we go.
because new Twitter is
This
stupid.
is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. I'm smashing the like button.
I was like,
I
I'm
can
spinning the
hear what they're
UFO.
saying. You
Tim's
can hear.
harumphing.
Harumphing. It just plays once.
And Lydia's just like, listen to these
I'm
two
just
guys.
listening. I'm listening.
Mhm.
Yes,
It's
the
an
very
it's an
burdens.
8-bit little
It's
graphic.
so
I love
good.
it so
It got the
much.
most likes.
I mean, I started my first gaming experience was Game Boy. Everything
Wow.
was 8-bit. You know, it was all just the sound, the look of it, and I'm seeing myself. I'm like, yeah, that's my new profile picture.
That's so cool.
I haven't changed it. Well, it's actually over on Parlor. It is, and I love it so much.
That's awesome.
So congrats, Danielson Bergoa. You won a board.
Very
so
cool.
I will be hitting you up.
and now for the winner.
So now the top, the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. it is
When
incredible.
yeah, dude, this is let's do it. Let's pull
Just
it up.
go ahead here and just pop it up.
do it?
I'm gonna do it here. Okay, this is
That's
incredible.
amazing.
This is speaking to Tim and I. I mean, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons a lot more than I do now, but I would totally play it again. But man, that is so cool.
This
You're
looks-
basically a planeswalker.
It's
casting a
it's
spell.
very fantasy, very D&D Magic the Gathering style art.
It's so cool.
But it's just like the detail is wow. Look at the sun, like the light beaming off of the scepter. That's crazy. Felipe, wow. This is incredible.
Seriously,
And
Felipe
then you're
Escobar.
wearing like a Viking helmet and you've got a broad axe of some sort.
Mhm.
And
A
you're also
warrior.
wearing a loincloth. Lydia
I guess-
is an elven archer.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And the crazy thing about this bow is I don't know how they knew this, but we have two
We
of those.
actually have those. Yeah.
That specific bow right there.
Yep.
We actually literally have those.
Yeah, we have them.
That's
in
so
house.
weird.
True.
I was like, what? But there's so many bows you could have drawn. You literally drew the one that we have.
Oh, that's
Yep.
creepy.
It's like
And
right.
that-
It's right
and the
there.
Oh, I
UFO
love it.
coming
Right
around
there.
too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I love it.
It's right
Oh,
there in
yes.
the room.
I love the UFO.
So they actually included a letter and basically was saying, you know, I have been a freelancer for a long time, and normally I wouldn't, you know, partake in a contest because my art is my livelihood, and I mean it shows.
Absolutely.
You can see that
Holy
they're
cow.
incredible.
Amazing.
There's Bucko. Oh my god.
But they actually saw.
There it is?
Oh, I didn't even see Bucko.
Oh yeah, look at him.
It's Boku.
He's a brown
You don't even
tabby.
call him Bucko. I don't even understand
That's his
it.
proper
Yeah.
name.
No,
Nobody
it-
calls me Timothy.
I do.
Yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah, and it's weird every time.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
his proper name.
Thank you
He's
for
the
proving
proper
my
He can have
point.
as many nicknames as he
Proving my
wants.
point.
I'll call him B.
Anyway,
He'll be-
before I was rudely interrupted
Sorry.
by
It
Timothy.
was Bucko.
No, so he goes on saying that he wouldn't have entered a contest normally, but because he saw our what was happening to Reese Nielsen and how she is being targeted for being an artist, but having an opinion outside of her.
No. She didn't
What?
even have an opinion. She was just following Mike Cernovich.
Right. Not even an opinion.
What?
Just simply the things that have happened to her. He's like, it is an outrage what's going on in the world right now, and I just wanted to. He appreciates what we're doing, and drew this for us. So,
Dude, I
really appreciate you, Philippe. You did an incredible job with this one. It blew me away when I saw it,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
Send us
amazing.
the
incredible.
if you would like, you could send us the raw complete file and we can make a poster of it because that'd be awesome to put
cool.
up.
I think we should hire him for this. Like we should pay him for it.
Hit him up.
Yep.
Hit him up.
I'll
And the
well for the
Hrumpenberg thing,
three
too.
people. I'm sorry, for the two people that I don't know. That one I will be hitting you up via DM. Mom, I'll call you later.
Call
Look
your
at this
mother.
guy.
She deserved the board. She did an
That's-
amazing
to,
job.
to be fair, we
And-
had an extra board
That's
Well,
fantastic.
because
Yeah.
we had
So-
allotted the male. We had the most liked.
I regret
the,
nothing.
The best choice, and there was one extra one. Adam's like, I'm gonna give it to my mom. It's like, okay, dude.
It's not where my head
Okay,
is.
dude.
No,
We're
she sent me it. She said, "Look, I did some art for your art contest," and I was like, "That's dope."
You know what we could do?
And I just posted it. So.
We could put this art on the next run of boards or something.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Yes, I bet the chat's gonna go nuts. Like, I want that board.
Yeah.
I saw it when you mentioned it for the alien. Do you guys agree that this art belongs on a board? I, for one, want it. I
Yeah.
want it on my wall. It's
I
dope.
love it.
It's dope.
Let's talk to Felipe because if he could actually add the nose and the tail to the top and the bottom, like
probably could.
extended art,
Yeah, probably
that
good.
would be one of the coolest boards ever.
Oh,
That would be
I'll hit him up.
epic. Oh,
Wow, man.
Yeah,
that'd
hit
be,
him up.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be so
Awesome
cool.
boards.
He's a professional, so he can definitely do it.
Well, there you go, man. Congratulations. This is really
Yep.
great stuff. We need to get the Hrumpenberg one too. That was
Yes.
hilarious.
The
I'm gonna make a
poster,
poster of
yeah.
that.
I mean,
wanna-
Chet actually hit me up and sent me the file, so
So
I
we can
have
do
it. Yep, we
Got
can,
to paper
we
the
can do it.
walls in this
Rumphenberg.
place.
Yep, that was the winner of the meme competition 2 weeks ago, so that was
Beautiful.
really good.
Rad.
Yep.
Great work,
it was
everyone.
it was great being back. I missed spinning the UFO for you guys.
So here's what I'm
gonna
gonna do.
spin it again real quick. You go ahead and talk. I'm gonna spin.
So I think, part of losing my voice too isn't just the singing. That really made it worse. But to be honest, I'm doing like 4 hours of content every day. So I
Yeah.
think we really got to make sure we maintain a semi-medium stop. Not too hard at
Yeah.
10, but we shouldn't go longer than too long. Otherwise,
Well,
I'll
and
lose my
I
voice.
pride myself on pushing your buttons too, and I was pushing your buttons a couple times last
that was a
week.
good episode.
It was a good
It was
episode.
like
Great.
it was like
Turned
it was
out
last
great.
Monday.
Yep, last
and then
Monday.
this is crazy. So I had this rant, but the rant before mine was yours.
Yep.
And yours has got 2.2
Also
million
gone
views on
viral.
Facebook from the Hodge
Holy
twins.
cow.
Well, it's because I straight up said I'm voting for Trump, and they're like,
But you explained a little bit.
Liberal voted for Trump, and I'm like, I wasn't anything. I just didn't pay attention. Now I'm paying attention.
Yeah, but like the stereotype of the long-haired freaky people.
Long-haired freaky people.
Yeah, voting for Trump is like, whoa.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You know.
I'm sorry. What now?
Actually, that's not true. There's a lot of long-haired freaky people voting for Trump.
Probably.
But
At
you're
this
like
point,
you're New York dwelling urban pro skater vegan guy like
Not what they expect.
And then you're like, I looked at the evidence and I think Trump is the right choice. They're like,
He's logical. Also,
he's reading news and making choice based off of informed opinions. Heavens,
he's
It's
reading
amazing.
news and also the different sources to find out the news
Man, I
isn't
hope-
actually 100%
I hope this
true.
catches
I gotta be
on.
honest, man. I'll tell you this. Look,
What?
if someone came to me and said, I've read the news, I just can't vote for Trump, I'd be like, I hear you.
Yeah.
If someone said, I read the news, I absolutely must vote for Biden, I'd be like, you're lying.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Right.
Saying you're not going to vote for Trump doesn't mean you are going to vote for Biden.
Right.
Because I've talked to a lot of people who said that Biden can't win. They hate Biden, but they're probably going to vote for third party. And a lot
Joe.
of my lefty friends, dude, have straight up said, like, there's no way I'm voting for Biden. I'll vote for the third party. So that may be Trump's.
I think, and Joe Jorgensen has a fairly interesting platform that a lot of the Biden voters are going to be like, I don't want either of these two. I'm going with Joe.
Maybe.
Joe Jorgensen.
Yeah, but
not
she's
Biden.
libertarian.
Right.
So people who vote for Biden are the people who aren't paying attention.
Yeah, but
That's
the
point.
people who are voting for Trump
Here's-
will never vote for anyone other than Trump.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. Like, what I mean is,
For the most part.
there are middle of the road people who are like, I've been reading the news, I've been following it, I see what they're saying, but I can't vote for Trump, man. I can't. Maybe I'll do it. There's those people, and that's like, I accept that. Like, if you read the news and you really came to the conclusion he wasn't your guy, that's respectable. But anybody who says, I'm voting for Biden, clearly isn't paying attention to actual news.
That's a good point.
They're like, their friend sent them a meme, and they're like, Orange Man bad, I'm voting for Biden. No, dude. Look, because, and my respect to the progressives, like, as much as I might disagree with some of them, people like, David Pagman, Kyle Kalinske, or Jimmy Dore, they're talking about actual candidates whose ideas they like. Joe Biden doesn't have those.
Hey,
He's
Joe
sleeping in the
Biden,
basement.
what kind of what's your platform? Well, Obama and I did all these things. Obama.
Here's what you guys got to do.
It's like,
right?
what?
Go in your phones and you type in, here's the deal. And then you just keep pressing the predictive text in the middle until you max out your tweet. And that's how you make a Biden speech.
Yep.
So no, when asked about his policies, he goes, here's the deal. The thing, we had work. And I'm telling you, with the work, we'll get good deals. And the money you'll get when on Monday comes, and then we'll have a fiscal policy. You're like, what?
Say what now?
So, or try this. Listen here, fat, comma, and then predictive text.
Yeah.
And there's your Joe Biden speech.
So here's one last super chat. It's from Roger P. It says, "Hi, Adam's mom. You did great. Adam is the only great vegan I've ever heard. No doubt all of you. Tim, Adam, Lids, cheers. Come to Utah mountains, desert, Moab, Canyonlands, and civilization." Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
indeed.
Appreciate it.
So before we sign up, make sure you.
Smash that like button. Smash.
But also,
I want to smash it.
smash the subscribe button.
I need
the
a
like
physical
button.
button that I could be like. Okay, sorry. I
Cheat.
get a little into
An
it.
election. We need to get that soundboard
No,
going.
no. Soundboard, I would break. I want to
Yeah, it would
physically
work.
attack something.
Smash.
Maybe like against the wall, I could turn around and just start punching it.
Oh my
Punching
gosh.
bag.
It's like
All
the
right,
like
all right.
button.
Smash the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell.
Please do.
And we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. live to hang out with you guys. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Timcast.
You can
Same
follow
for-
me also, Adam Krigler, on the same platforms.
And at Sour Patch Lids, LYDS.
Correct.
We will be back tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all then.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.